All right, fine. I decided to do it. It's hot as I don't even know what kind of word you want to use here, but it's hot. Let me stutter a little bit. 98 degrees, almost 99. That'd be 3 times 33. So you can figure that out. Unless we playing with Celsius, and then 33 is something else. Does anybody know what 33 degrees in Celsius equals in Fahrenheit? It's definitely not 98, but so be outside. It's not. I'm not in the sun anymore. It's cooled down a little bit. I'm in a little shade, but nonetheless, it's been warm today. I had to get up here. I had to. What determines your degree? I don't know. I think it. If I really get into it, and I will, as I always do, I think it has to do with your blood viscosity and how much energy you can hold. Degrees have to do with energy charge that you can hold. Like if you had a 16 gauge wire, you can't throw too many. You can't throw too many. The amperage and wattage has to be correct, or else you're gonna burn the wire out. But if you get down to like a 10 gauge, you get down to 8 gauge, you get down to like a 1 aught wire, like it's gonna hold lots of charge, and that charge is energetic degrees. Degrees are just. It's not like it's not the way people think of heat. Heat is not the same for people from the north as it is from the south. It's a different kind of thing. You can have negative degrees too. Imagine people that got negative degrees. I lived in places that had negative weather, but I could handle negative weather. So there must be the opposite intro. Like if you got to get to 0 degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit, that's a really strange temperature, right? And so I think the degrees is just like how much energy you can hold within your system. Because I'm outside, it's definitely not 98 anymore, but it's up there, and I'm drinking red wine, you know, because if your blood is thin enough, the viscosity. This goes into the earliest teachings about you have to live off of where you live. You can't try to be you can't try to be a vegan. You can't try to be a vegetarian. You can't try to be a raw something. If you live in a cold climate, it's not possible. You'll kill yourself. You'll kill yourself because it has to do with blood viscosity. So your blood viscosity, depending on where you live, it determines your degree. But you could go in a degree in the other direction. You could be negative degrees. If you're in a very cold climate, you could have, like think about the Aryan race, that kind of perception. A very light skin, they wear this thing, the Vikings, all of these things. They're going to sit there in negative degree temperatures, not even wearing a hat. But down here, they're going to boil to death because their blood is too thick and viscous. But the people from down here, where it's thin blood, if they went to the cold, they would die immediately. So it really has to do with the viscosity of your blood. That determines your degree, and there's no best degree. Like people are like, oh, there's this many degrees in Freemasonry and all this shit. Like, no, I mean, kind of, but not really, because you could find a if you go to school, you get to 12th grade, you're in 12th degree. You could find 11th grade teacher that is not as smart as the student in 6th grade, because the student in 6th grade has a higher reading comprehension and math comprehension, yet they're just young enough. So you have all these variables that go into, like, what is your degree? So there's a lot more that goes into it, but I really think it has to do with blood viscosity. And so, why am I drinking red wine when it's 98 degrees outside? Because I'm not like everyone else. Let me see who's there. What's up, Leo? Chewy, yeah. I had a fun afternoon. We'll put it that way. It's just strange afternoon, but fun. Hey Leo, you could read into that if you want. So you would be right. If, like, weird afternoon, like just like noon, just really. What up, Mac Daniels? Yeah, knowledge of degrees doesn't mean you can handle degrees. That's the thing is when you place it in on a systematic, orderly construct. It's like, okay, here's you got through school system, you got to 12th grade. That doesn't mean a fucking thing, because I know people that graduated and I know people that didn't graduate. Graduate, if we really break it down, means retardation. The word graduate or gradiate means to retard something. Go look at the books. Go read the go read the. You'd have to go to the older ones, but nonetheless, you could look up in the dictionaries. Did the word gradiate or gradient or graduate means to retard? To retard means to slow down the development of something. This is why there's clothing that is fire retardant. It slows down the capacity for heat to envelop someone's being, to burn them. So to be retarded isn't a bad thing necessarily. You know, you talk shit to a retard, they're gonna be like, I don't really care what you're saying. It all sounds the same to them because it doesn't really matter. Because they've retarded you. You know, people call me a retard all the time. You're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking retard. Okay. What do you got to do with the way that I'm developing myself? And that has to do with, as you said, certain degrees. What? I know people that have like fucking, like, most people consider it mental issues that are very well off, well spoken, but like have like they're to the normal society to be fucked up. But their degree, how much degrees can you handle? Come sit on the beach with me. How quickly you get burnt, which has to do a lot with yeah, sideways. What's up, gentlemen? Hey, Mammals Wise. Cheers. I'm drinking the Bandit, by the way. The Bandit is pretty good stuff. So Max Daniels, so I can, genius to me, a man before his time, great information, still trying to get that third element out you. I missed it when you went back home. Well, okay, I'm getting what you're saying, Max Daniels. Rephrase that right there. I don't know if you're trying to be poetic with it or you just missed a couple letters or something. I kind of get what you're saying. I can answer that. That's something I answer pretty much every fucking video. I think I know what you're asking about the 3 elements versus the 4. So clean up what you're asking there, because it's you know, it's a little difficult for me to. Yeah. I think I do. So my body got really sore because I went and played basketball. So what is the best thing for soreness? Just muscle relaxer, kind of?
Avocado is a muscle relaxer. CBD is an anti-inflammatory.
Okay, I'm not inflamed.
The red barley is for pain.
Mm-hmm.
So it could help with your pain relief.
Okay, red barley it is, because I like kava, but I want kratom, you know. So.
Okay, yeah, barley.
Red barley.
It's just a little bit more sedative. It's not an ember.
Okay, that's fine. Well, red wine and red barley. Everything's red today. What's going on with the red?
Yeah.
Hi, nice to see you.
It's nice to see you too. I missed you. I went to New York for a while, and that was really fun.
Yeah?
I was a mermaid.
All the mermaids around me forever.
Coney Island Mermaid Parade. They have it every year. It was so fun.
How they let you in? You got all the red hair? Did you just like disguise yourself as?
I had a wig, a red wig that looked just like this foot long. It's like my dream hair. So I wore that, but.
Oh, I have your dream hair up here?
Yeah.
I'll let you play with it sometime.
I am going to grow my hair. I'm really going to do it.
Okay.
Alright, do you want to come in a minute?
Yeah, I'll give you some money. So, anyways, so yeah, where am I here? Yeah, Max, get a little deeper on that, because I'll give you the answer. I just want to know that I'm answering it the right way and not giving you a sideways answer. Okay, yeah, okay. Okay, Max Daniels, I'll give you as much as I can for that. It's fictionary word. I'm fully retardant. Yes, retardant is different. Yeah. Yeah, good, everyone. Jonaman, yeah, I've heard of Santos Bonacci's. Yeah, I know all about this. That's not completely true. I mean, I was supposed to do a show with Santos a while ago. I just chose not to. That was about a year ago. But anyways, the point is, it's people that get underneath astrotheological energies versus internal energies, because if everything is internal, as above so below, or as below so above, it means that I can affect the stars. So I don't need to wait. I don't need to wait for that to happen. And here's where him and Savan Bomar will challenge each other, even though they don't even know they would, because they've done shows together. Dan Winter included, which is the outside influences of internal environments. And so Santos is very much believes in the outside environment influencing his internal status. And I disagree with that 100% fully, because if it's not as above so below, it's as inside as external. Let me help you all with this. It's not as above so below. That means that what's up there rains down on me. Well, fuck that. I don't accept that. What's inside of me is what externalizes. That's the real language. All these Masons that tell you what's above is so below. If someone's above you, that you so believe, then you become subject to their perceptions. Now, what's inside is what's outside. And so we be in a different direction. And by that, what I mean is this, that everything Santos is putting out there is 100%, like 100 fucking percent awesome. Santos is one of the greatest teachers on the planet. I don't disagree with the idea of astrotheology by any means. I teach it. I understand it. I'm just saying that there's more internal dialogue with what you're ingesting, that you can push out reality rather than being affected, as to say what's above is so below, because apparently I'm below something. I'm below the sky. I'm not gonna take that bullshit. I'm not gonna accept that. So this is where you become like architect of your own reality, and you become your own. The holy science is, well, the holy science, I teach it. Look through all my videos, Proctor. You're spelling it wrong. You're spelling holy, Holy, which means a whole. I'm teaching the whole fucking science. I teach the whole science. WHOLE, the whole motherfucking thing. I teach the donut, not the internal tiny little. I don't teach the butthole of science, but a lot of people do, because I ain't got time for that shit. It's spelled differently, but it means the opposite thing. So here we get into the language that I speak about, which controls things to such a high degree that you have no idea. You have no idea what people are saying. But Savan is the greatest teacher. You know, like it's just like Dan Winter, the greatest teacher. Fucking Santos Bonacci, greatest teacher. Master of Earth, greatest teacher. Like I'm not discounting anything they've said. I'm just trying to give a different perception of the way that what they're saying. That there's just a little trick in the language, because there's something that they all say that I don't agree with, and I'm sure that there's a lot of things that I say that they don't agree with. That's for sure, and I accept that. But they don't really. I don't think any of them listen to me. I don't think they listen to my broadcast. Because I don't want to be big like they are. I don't care to be, because I'm just sitting over here like, hey, I teach teachers. That's what I do. I don't doubt that for a second. So, not to say that I'm surpassing them by any means. I don't say that. I'm just saying that they've put out this really fucking great information, but they're missing something. They're missing something that's vitally important. And I put it out there before. Savan is missing the idea of what salt is. It all comes to urine therapy and urine and Orin on Orion's belt. Savan's missing that. Santos Bonacci, his hair went gray. I don't think he really is on that shit like that, but he knows of it. And he gets too sucked into the ancient holy arts and the sciences, but they're missing things. It's like Swiss cheese. You know, the Orion is right. It's Orion's belt. Mama is wise. So go watch. So you know, I've spoke about this before. Go watch Men in Black and Men in Black 2, and then the cat has the belt around its neck, and the cat's name, Orion's belt. And then what a bell is, and what a ball is, and what the Orion is, and Orion is. And there's this thing that happens in that movie, which is kind of cyclical, like looping, even though they don't say it outright. And they even get into apple pie, and what a pie is pi is a two-dimensional construct on a flat surface, but if it was actually talking about phi, which is a spiral, a phi is spiral, a pi is a circle. That's really high level shit, and I'll do that with you if you've never heard me talk about this that deep before. I'll happily talk to you one-on-one on this shit. But I mean, I've talked about it, and you know. But I say, hey, we'll go look at this talk. I don't remember what fucking talk. I didn't put it in the tags. But it's been I've addressed this phi versus pi thing before. One is digital. One deals with the digital architecture, and one deals with the organic architecture. The pi deals with the digital architecture, which is 3.14, which is, if you reverse in a mirror, looks like PIE, because 3.14, 4 is a P, 1 is an I, and 3 is an E. So you flip it around in a mirror, you get pi. So 3.14 is pi. It's a flat surface, and you're going to keep in a loop. But if you get outside of that loop, what do you get? Is a spiral, which is called a phi, PHI. And that PHI takes a 1 and crosses the circle. You can't see it because it's red. Maybe you can, but that thing is literally taking the masculine and the feminine and jamming them together, and then giving you a spiral. That is where the spiral happens. It's magnetic and what people call gravitational, but it's not really gravitational. It's just magnetic, and which gives you spirituality, because as soon as you pull something off of a page, it becomes a spiral, which is a spiral ritual, a ritual of spirituality, to spiral into whatever your existence is. So that's how that all works. So Orion's belt has a lot to do with that, because your belt is where your waist is. How did I come to my conclusions and perceptions? A lot of it is just, I meet people and I engage. I want to know what someone knows. I look people in their eyes. When I look at a book, I look at the cover. I don't judge the cover, but I look at it. I observe it. And I look at the words and I say, are the chapters in the right order? I look at the words they're using, and I scroll through, and then I meet people and I look at this tree, and I look at this car, and then I observe the wheels, and like, how big are those wheels? Can we slow down that car the right way without the brake pads breaking? And then I look at these flowers and I say, are those growing in the correct order? Well, it seems like the organic world. And I go through this whole thing, and I made some sort of I'm just listening to these church's bells. Can you hear them? Listen. That's how, because as I'm talking to you, I'm observing. Not just, people sometimes think I'm just talking, but I'm observing right now with my ears and my eyes and all of my reality so I can speak correctly, because I can feel this table. I know where my feet are. Not every second. I can't always do all of it together, but that's how I come to the conclusions that I do, because I use my senses. I don't think the world is flat because I watched a fucking video. I think we live in a realm because, as far as I can see, it's flat as shit. And as far as I can tell, everybody on the news media, including NASA most importantly, is full of shit. So if I just go, I got shit in this hand and I got a bunch of information in this being that I can look through these portals and smell things and see what I see, and I go, we're in a realm, it seems to be flat, I'm going to go with that. It doesn't seem to be moving. I'm looking at these clouds, they're standing still. The sun doesn't seem to be too far away. The moon doesn't. That's how I deal with it. You know what? They put a skull and crossbones on all of the alcohol. But you know what? Hey, y'all entertained by me. I'm entertained by myself. I like it. Yeah, shit happens. But you know what? I've been in dumber fights being sober. You know, like I've been sitting there, and mind my own business, and motherfucker will challenge like just bullshit. And I've been in dumber arguments and stupid shit with. It doesn't really matter, because everything is a substance, and everything we're eating. I don't care if I just stop breathing. There's going to be something. Because as soon as I get into that samadhi state where I can just hover above all things, I'm gonna be like, well, this is cool up here. It's a lot of fun, but I got to get back down to this realm to inform people that are stuck in this fucking physical realm. Look at, you're stuck here. Now, I am to a degree, but not really. I can get out of my body. So then I'm like, okay, well, I know what a benefit it is to relieve myself from all of this dense material, so I come down here to teach again. And so that way you all can do what I do, and we can all level up together. If there's a leveling up. Some people need to level down. That's the ladder up, ladder down. That's the angels and the demons. There's no difference between an angel and a demon. That's the truth. There's no difference between God and the devil. As soon as you accept that, then you can do anything you want, and everything is just one cohesive. Like, it's just we're all intimately woven together in this giant. I don't know what you call it. Some people can hear it, some people can see it, some people can smell it, some people can taste it. So that's how I come to these conclusions. It's not a conclusion because it's going to keep moving, and it's going to get bigger and crazier and more intense and more loving and more delicious and all of these things. That's how I see it. Max Daniels, hit me on my, all of my other videos have my email. I'll tell it to you here. It's Theo, Theo, which means God, and then luminous, which means light. LUMINOUS at Gmail. Godlight. Theoluminous at gmail.com. That's the easiest way to get a hold of me. And here's what I gotta do. I gotta go inside and pay for this thing. So let me mute this, but just walk inside with me. Give me 1 second. Well, I hope you guys didn't hear any of that conversation. Hopefully that actually was muted because that'd be really bad. Not because I care, but I don't like to put people on blast like that. You guys are not. My shit is about to die. Yo, so check it out, yo. I gotta go inside and charge this phone. I don't know if I can do a show from in there, but let me see. If this dies, I'm gonna start another show up from inside. I'm gonna see if I can talk from that corner over there. We'll see what happens. Let's try it out. This might be fun or really not gonna happen. We'll see. I gotta be a little quieter in there. Corner. Let's see. It's like a library. It's like a library in here, y'all. Let me try.
Anyways, they said that they have to invest any obviously it sounded like like they were like
Okay, you goofballs. I think we can do it in here. This is not gonna go. This can't go live anymore. Like I have to shut this shit down because it's gonna get shut off anyways. Because there's music on and someone's gonna copyright claim this video. So it's up to you guys. Like right now, like I can shut this off and you guys can have the last 30 minutes. But this is just for whoever shows up. I know we lost a few people here, but fuck them. You can come back if you want. Alright. So, is everybody still here? Is anybody still here? What's going on? Sorry about that little pause in the broadcast. And you know what? This broadcast is just for you guys, so you should feel special because this goes offline after this. It's the only way it can be. Let me try to get this set up right. Because you can hear the music, it's fucking fabulous. Jonamon, mushrooms and taro. I have taro with me. We could play with it. Jonamon, if you're still here, if you asked me a little while ago, is taro pagan? No. It's not. You want to prove it to you? What's up, Matt Daniels? What's up, Dwayne Stanford? Hey, are you still here, man? Who's still here? Hey, gentlemen, you want me to answer that question? As long as you're here, I'm gonna answer it about the tarot being basically pagan. It's not. Here you go. I'll show you. Look at. The Tsar was a ruler of a religion. Pagan is not a religion. Well, in the beginning, there was something else that came before the tarot, but I'm not going to go that far. You're just asking about the tarot. Look. This is the Russian Tsar deck. They call me TsarXen. I look like one of the Tsars, huh? But whatever. Don't tell anybody that. So here's what we're gonna do. I'll pull you a card and then read you the origination. The origination of tarot is religion. Religions tell you that tarot is evil because they use it. Listen again. Anybody that tells you something evil means they don't want you to use it because they're using it. So religion owned tarot a very long time ago. And then they gave you a book. These are called books. These are called books. You ever play cards? These are called books. This is the book of the tarot. The revolving, moving tarot, which is connected to the religion, but they gave you an actual book to try to staple or hold planets into place by using a mandala. So the mandala, or the mandala effect, was what the Mayans did. They tried to hold the stars in place. And then religion tried to do the same thing. They say, oh, well, we know how the stars work. We know how it's all aligned. And they gave you a book. It's called the Bible or the Quran or something. Now, if I keep shuffling this, I can do anything I want with the stars out there. I can move the stars for myself if I want to. But the origination of this here, before I pull a card, how about let me pull a card first? I'll just give you the second one. Judgment card. It's 20. XX. 20. Religion doesn't like X's. They don't like XXX. They hate XXX films, which is 20s. But what's Z? 26, 24. The 24th letter is X, which is 6. So XXX is 666. So I just gave you the 66 card. In real. Like you think it's 20, but XX means 6. It's judgment. Judgment of religion. Let me tell you what this says in the book. In the book right here. That they give you. I'm going to read this right to you. You ready? The worship of sacred images is characteristics of the Orthodox Church. That's the first sentence. Especially those in Byzantine Russia. The worship, in its essence, dates back to the origins of Christianity, when the veneration of Christ, the Virgin, and the saints replaced the adoration of the pagan divinities and family spirits. The distinction between veneration and adoration already caused heated discussion between the fathers of the church because it's patriarchal. In fact, pagan rites perpetuated during the worship of images such as the lighting of candles, requests for protection or healing, and prayers against the enemies, and invocations for protection of crops. Meaning they were trying to take care of the earth. That's what pagan means. It's the fathers that took care of the earth. Gaia. Pagan. Gaia. Pay, father. Gai. Pega means the father of the earth realm. But they took it to patriarchy or pastoral, which is something completely different. Because pastor to stars. To the pastor is the father of the stars, meaning they have not bound themselves to the earth yet. Pastor. Discussions of the legitimacy of the worship gradually became more and more heated upon the iconoclastic war broke out in 1730, sparked a Byzantine Empire Leo, meaning sun god, the third, the Isaurian, and continued by his successors for nearly 100 years. The so-called iconoduly means two icons. Those who worship icons were persecuted as common idolaters or idolaters. Monasteries, the main centers for production of icons, were sacked and paintings were destroyed. Only from 1843 on, with the Council of Constantinople, from which the Latin Church abstained, we were all in the doctrinal and ritual aspects of the worship of icons defined. At the same time, a strict code was written which established the characteristics of each image and the rules of composition for the iconoclasts. That is, the panels consisting of numerous icons, which in Orthodox Church separate simple believers from the priests. The priests were different than the believers. The iconoclasts were employed as a symbol of the separation of the divine mysteries from the earthly world, but also became the mystic gate. So the earthly world is the mystic gate, meaning the pastors, and the pagans sound the same, but the pastors were dealing with the stars off of earth, and the pagans were dealing with Gaia on the earth. pagans are the earth worshippers, and the pastors are the star worshippers. They have no idea what's going on up there, but they try to act like they do. But then it became the mystic gate. So the gatekeepers, or the bridge workers, or the mystics, or the czars, did something completely different, which would lead the believer to understanding the mysteries. Mysteries are from Maya, or the mist stars. We say Mrs. and Mister. So mystery is dealing with the mist, the gorillas in the mist. The mist is what's between the earth and the stars. The mysteries are what takes the pastors and connects it to the pastoral, the pastor, and connects it to the pagan. The pastor and the pagan is what I am. The gate, which is mystic. Mist is what connects the water that makes the crops grow and the water that comes out of the sky. It's called mist. Gorillas. Ruff, ruff. Which could lead the believer to understand the mysteries. The ancient compositional canons have remained practically unchanged up to today in spite of the tumultuous events which have crossed Eastern Europe over the centuries, producing new iconoclastic wars, the Islamic invasion, Protestant preaching, invasions by Napoleon, and the Bolshevik Revolution. Even after these crises, icons worship were never abandoned. The Bulgarian painter Atanas Atnasov took his inspiration and created the Golden Tarot of the Tsars. I've had this deck in my hand twice. Someone stole it from me and I got it back. Both were his gifts. I didn't buy these. So, as not to offend the precepts of the orthodoxy, Atanasov avoided reproducing the Archeopytus images that the icons which were said to have appeared miraculously without human intervention. In any case, the vastness of the sacred art of the Eastern Christians allowed him to create a work of great artistic, documentary, and mystical value. In effect, Atanasov did not reinterpret the tarot or modify the icons, but rather adapted the tarot to the icons associated by the traditional meaning of each card to the biblical subject of the portrait of a saint. From this unavoidable choice, the radically transformed the traditional tarot figures came new interpretive possibilities. In conclusion, the Golden Tarot of the Tsars does not in any way refer to the old Russian aristocracy. On the contrary, these beautiful cards exalt the faith from which long time fed the Slavonic people, which are the real slaves. The slaves are not the melanated people, it was the Slavics. That's where you get the word slave from. So you could do a little more research into what the slaves were. That's where they came from. The Slavonic people of faith, capable still today of satisfying he who searches for authentic nobility in religions consisting of pure and radiant virtues like the gold and silver which shines in the icons. Now, the tarot was initially used by everyone, and then the church took it and put it underneath what is called a illumination using electricity, because they figured out how to use electricity out in the atmosphere, and they put it into the churches, but we're still using tarot to do it. And then they built up a tarot, which is terror, but it's also toroidal, but it's also energy. It can be used in any way, but it was originally for everyone. Then it got put in the church, and then the pagans had to steal it back, and then grab it and go off into the wilderness and use it in, say, the Wildwood Tarot. Which then got back to the roots of the situation, and the roots is tarot, R-O-O-T. What is that? T-O-O-R. Roots are tarot, is Torah, is rota is rotate, and you can even get star out of that. S-T-O-R, stars, tars, T-S-A-R, star, tarot. It's the same word. Tarots is used by czars are used by stars are used by energies up there, which is also connected to, well, I mean, there's so many ways to play with that, but storehouses of information, stores that have sails on it, sails connected to the seas connected to, how we move energy and information. But there you go. There's your answer. What's up, Mammals is wise. Max Daniels, I'll pull your card. Let me do Mama is wise first. Okay, here you go. Hey, Mama, I only play with the major. I only play with the majors. I don't play with the minors. I could play with the minor if you want. I could pull it out. I mean, do you want the whole deck? I just like to do it with this because it just gets right to the. I like to deal with Oh shit. I like to deal with the archetypical and archonic knowledge. I mean, that shit is all like, that shit's like that shit's like what you do in the, just to get somebody to give you $20 so you can read their future. I mean, that's easy. As I like, okay, well, I'm gonna pull you a card. You don't even need to tell me what it is. Gentlemen, I'll put it, I'm gonna keep it on my thing, but it's not gonna stay up. It's gonna get fucking burnt. Like, I could put this on private, somebody's still gonna copyright claim this shit. I don't have any way to work with that. I'm gonna try to throw a couple sigils and shit up to make it not happen. Here you go, Mama is wise. I'm gonna bury this first one. The second one is yours. There's your card. $16, which you very much know as. I'll give you into the Le Torre, or the Tower, Le Tour, Le Torre, de Turum. So, the 16th card. Now, if I look at this, which is doing it in English, what I'm going to see is you could look up Saint Simeon of Stylite, because none of these cards are bad, especially when I pull them. They're always good. Saint Simeon of Stylite. It means challenging the unknown. It means to refuse the traditions. Interesting enough, I just was explaining to you, everyone, what the cards meant. It was literally that, the challenging of the traditions. And yeah, so the negative doesn't matter to me, because I don't pull negative cards for anyone. Never. Can't have it. So you get challenging the unknown, refusal of traditions, and new experiences. That's the ideas. Does that make sense to whatever you were asking? Like enough of the bullshit or whatever? What's up, Divine Hazel? Yeah, see, the thing is, Jonaman, I think the things that aren't supposed to be up shouldn't be up. Like, if I believe in angels and demons and gods and devils and everything works in a correct order, then the shit that I shouldn't have online won't stay online, because it'll just cause me more fucking bullshit. I gotta deal with like dumb assholes they figured they'll scroll in 30 minutes in the video and hear me say something stupid and go, oh, this fucking asshole, even though I didn't listen to anything else I said. So I kind of avoid that by just going, well, it's not supposed to be up, it's not supposed to be up. So I asked if you're literally our God. Yeah, well, I think that kind of answers the question. Like, do you think you're God? If you play with it. I mean, look at the card. It says challenge it. Do you think you're just standard human, or do you think you're God? Challenge the unknown. What's the unknown? Whether you think you're God or not. I mean, wouldn't it seem that way? It doesn't say you're not God. It says if you question it, then you should go search, go figure it out. I mean, I know the answer to that, and I think you know the answer to that too. But to what level? To what degree? To what? How much can we? Here, let me answer it again. Are you God? Here. You want a second answer? You want a second opinion? You want a second doctor's choice? I mean, this could go bad. This could go bad. But just put it in your minds, and if you already know the answer, because now you're asking me the question, now I adjust these cards. I already know the answer. That's perfect for you. That was your card. What is that? Was that the Empress or the Hierophant? Which one is this? Oh, this is the High Priestess, the second card. This is you. You asked if you were God. Do you know the second card of the Major Arcana is basically telling you the goddess? Like, basically, in all, I'm staring here right at it. The High Priestess. Are you God? There could have been 21 other cards I pulled up. But apparently, I pulled up the second card, which is this. If you want to get to the Russian version, it's called Saint Paraskiva. Yeah, Saint Paraskiva. Mama is wise. Look it up. You're Saint Paraskiva, which is the future is going to reveal this hidden knowledge. It's having faith in the mysteries. Having faith in mysteries. But I mean, if I looked at another deck, what the second card would be a lot more definitive. The Tsar deck kind of plays with people. It gives a little more open-ended answers. It's very short. Like everything in here is like 2 sentences long. It doesn't give me a very good understanding of it. But every other book, if I pulled out the other decks, but they're at my house, I'll do them later for you. Yeah, well, that's why we play puzzles with you. If you don't like this damn game, here. You fool. Why you being a fool, yo? Why you being a fool? You don't like games? You don't play with a fool? Saint Paraskiva. Paraskeva. That's the Paraskeva. Paraskeva. Yeah, don't be a fool. Don't be a little fool. You know who the Zen is? You wanna know who Zen is? You wanna pull a card for myself? You're welcome. It's right there. It's the third card. You were the second card. I'm the third card. Go look that one up. This is the Empress. The Empress birthing. I'm a Gemini. I'm connected to the birth and the other, the 2 realms, which is the mother and the child, or the Empress giving birth. And which is the third card, which is you pulled the second, and I'm the third, which is the Virgin and the baby, which is prosperity and revelation, work destined to last. I mean, it's. I wish I had my other. I don't wish, but if I had my other 2 decks, I could reaffirm these things for you. We could go back. I could do this later at the house. We'll do it later, but I just want to be out in the public for a little bit. What's up, Residence Creative? Yep. Yeah, Shup is right. Shup, yo. So, hey, did you get hey mama, you got the name. You got the name, right? Did you write it down? Did you get it? Just say yes. Saint Paraskiva? I never looked her up before, but I've yeah. Good. Okay, cool. Check this shit out. I wish I could take this off the cord, but okay, let's check this shit out. Here, let me show you this right here. Let's see. Let's scroll in. There you guys go. Oh, Max Daniels, here's your card. Hey Max, I got you. Don't settle down. I got you, Max. Do you have a question in mind, or am I just gonna give it to you? You can ask it here, or you can keep it in your mind. It's gonna ask it either way. If you want me to, give you insight into it, I can. But if it's just for you, here. You ready? It's this one right here. Oh, nice. Yeah. How do you ask a question with the tarot? I mean, it could be just about anything, really, but be somewhat specific. You can ask for like just an overall, what's the day look like? But this right here is for Max Daniels. Les Morts, the death card, which is number 10, 11, 12, 13, number 13. You see that? Now this isn't a bad card by any means. See, like some have pretty much a negative value to them, but this doesn't. Most people would think this does because they don't understand death. But it's beautiful. Look at it. It means a completion of something to some sorts, but also, more importantly, it's a change, a transformation, or an end of something. Like it's like you're at the end of whatever the fuck you're doing. Like you need to do something else. Like you're let's see here. Look at, how do we do this? There we go. Like you're at the end of your job. You're at the end of, like, it's obviously the end of a season. You might be end of a relationship. You're starting something new. Like end doesn't mean end. It means like on to the next thing. So hopefully that answers your question. Well, Max Daniels, you want to know, well, the first thing he said, well, your future life you don't get to know yet, because you had, to begin with, it was just, you need to change something. That's the future life. You need to deal with change better, because if you're a Pisces, you should be moving around and swimming like a fish. You should be dealing with duality better. It's not even duality. It's more just like movement, yeah? Yeah, man. Just keep moving. You know, life, the most important thing you know is life is movement. Life is movement. If you just sit there and stagnate, you know what you do? You die. You sit in the rocking chair, you're gonna die real quick. You get out there and move around, you could live to like 8,000 years old. That's completely fucking honest. The only thing that stagnates people is they're being incapacitated by their belief systems. If you think you're stuck where you are, if you think your name is Max and you're like you work at a laundromat, that's what you're gonna be, and you're gonna fucking kill yourself that way. Like, I don't think I'm anything, so therefore I can keep living in a different way. Yeah, it's always new, man. Everything is a new. This is where you get the word Anubis. So who's next? I'm shuffling these cards all night right here. Yeah, all Pisces I know need to rest. Yeah, you need rest. Yeah, I just went through my rest cycle. Now I'm on. We just went through that new moon, and like because I'm a Gemini, I fuck with energies a little different. Yeah, what's up? Peace out. Yeah. You know, it goes back to a lot of perception things. I could look at this building completely in a new way. You know, I could see it completely anew, but I already like the way it is. So, you know, some things you don't need to change in your life. Some things are perfectly fine the way they are. But it's realizing that your life is a bunch of moving parts and a bunch of different things going on, that you can adjust little aspects. And even adjusting a tiny little aspect might affect your fortune. Literally, like how much money you make or who you meet. Like I adjusted one little thing in my life, and I had a really good afternoon today. Well, I just changed one thing. I just stopped giving a fuck about, like, a couple things. Well, that's good. Turned out well. Divine Hazel, I got a card for you. Do you want to ask me a question, or should I pull it right now? Oh, there's your card. It just jumped out. It already jumped out. That's the one right there. There it is. The 20th card. Super Champion, I got you next. Divine Hazel, the 20th card, which is connected to Judgment, El Juicio, Garrett, or Il Guidizio, or Le Judgment. So what you see is two. You see two angels looking down. One is blowing a horn, and the other is holding a fork, a pitchfork. And then there's one hand out of the river, and three sitting there like trying to. Are they raising the dead, or are they killing the dead? So that's connected to the final judgment of something. It means improved position, or a rebirth of something, or finding your own conscience, or recovery. Maybe you went through some bad relationship, maybe you went through an injury, maybe you went through something that's fucking sucked, you know. Some people that fucking, but it's like fuck it, it's all rebirthing. Like it's all just get back to childhood, get back to the way that you perceive things when you didn't have people. You know, it could be succubuses, it could be a job, it could be you lost some money, you lost some weight, you got like the. No, see that goes into like why these cards are not. I will never allow them to be bad. Somebody told me the other day, like I pull cards for people. I've never pulled a bad card for anyone. That's for sure, and it's for a reason because I don't allow for that in my world. So if I'm speaking something, it's gonna be there's no like judgment is never a bad thing. Judgment is to say a movement towards something better, something that like that shit is done because it wasn't for you. So find the things that actually suit you better. Judge the things that suck, and just put them over there. It's not even judgment. It's really more of a it's preference. You know, when even though this card says judgment, it means preference. Those things I'm just done with. You know, there's plenty of things that like, well, I can't fuck out with that person anymore. I can't play with that chemical anymore. I can't. I don't want to go to that part of town no more. It's not judgment. It's just preference. So work with your preferences. Does that make sense? Leave the shit where it is. Super Champion, I got you, and I'll talk to you in a second. Super Champion, I know you can keep your shit to yourself, but I mean, ooh, you almost blocked one of these cards here. You may shuffle left-handed, don't you? I'm gonna shuffle left-handed for you. I don't even know how to do that, so I'm gonna try. I'm gonna go left-handed. I don't know why. I think it's because I saw you were rock climbing, you know, because like you like rock climbing. I was checking one of your videos. I'm gonna play left-handed for you because it's my weak hand, but I'll give you a strength card out of it, which is a very funny card for you. This pretty much sums you up, huh, Leo? The devil? There you go. Look at the shiny shit on that. This is the 15th card of the tarot. The Major Arcana, the Devil card, and I really like this one a lot. It's like, you know, most of the people on here are very devilistic because we know what the devil means. It's not a bad thing. It's a very powerful thing. Which is also El Diablo or El Diablo or Del Tuefo or Il Diavolo. And so the 15th card, according to this deck, according to the Russians, is a refined seduction or a psychological energy, and it's psychological irresistible charm. You were telling me the other day about some shit. So yeah, it has to do with your seduction, psychology, and charm, sexuality, and magic. Yeah, interesting. I don't know if that answers what you need. I mean, you know a little bit enough about the tarot and how to read into that. So, how you like the music now, Mama? Good. I'll play some music for you sometime. What's up, Shaman Clown? Yeah, I've Mama is wise. You know, I've told this story before. I don't know if you're here, but I've walked through the quarter in the French Quarter, and I had some cards in my pocket. And I was just fucking around with some of the readers, like tarot readers, and this dude was like setting up his table, and I was like, hey man, what's going on? And like blah blah. And I was like, hey, what's this card? And he just gave me this bad look, and I flipped it over, and I think it was the nine of spades. So I had just a regular deck, but I mean I knew how to flip them around. So like I pulled the nine of spades. It's like that means, and he says something like fucking stupid, and I just threw the card at him. I just like fuck you. Like that's not the card. Like why would you tell me a bad reading? Like I'm not even pay you. I didn't even say shit. I was just trying to have a conversation with you. And like he just said some shit. I was like, hey, you're gonna have here. You can have your nine of spades back. You can talk to me like that? That's your card, homie. That ain't mine. I got cards for days. Yeah, I would never do that to anybody. That's ridiculous. Oh, Super Champion. So is that why I started shuffling left-handed? Ah, that's weird. That's weird shit. I just had to start shuffling left-handed. It was crazy. I can do a couple things left-handed, but that's crazy. Jessica, of course I got you a card. Which you don't have to ask me, but do you want me to? You want me to just pull it for you? Hmm. There it is. Oh, it just fell right the fuck out of the deck. You pulled that right up. Oh shit! Look at you. And you dropped it on the floor too. This is not the one you want? Oh, that's not the one you want. Oh, I see what you did there. Okay, I'll put that right back in here. I got you. I'm gonna look at it though. Yeah. Yeah, that was my fault. Let's do this. Let's try it again. Okay, this one just stays on top, so this is gonna be this one. There you go. That's yours. So this is the sixth card, which is the lovers. Les amantes, el enamorado, and die liberanden, and gli amenti. So these are the lovers. This is the sixth card. The sixth card is connected to the Annunciation. Very funny. There's a street. It's called Annunciation in New Orleans. That's very funny to me. That nobody even says correctly. Enunciate, but to enunciate is to announce or something. So the Annunciation is connected to the lovers, and it's sublime and long-lasting union, a love of beauty, and you've passed a test. You've accomplished what you needed to. The negative version of that, I didn't pull the card that way, but it's yeah, don't worry about that. Just look at the long-lasting union, love of beauty, and you've passed the test, whatever it was. So you accomplished something. You finished some sort of bullshit, or you got to the exaltation almost, like an orgasm or something. Yeah, fuck fake gypsies. I'm a real gypsy. I'll burn them down. Like Brad Pitt. Remember Brad Pitt come out here as a real gypsy in that anybody know the movie with Brad Pitt where he's a gypsy? Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Gypsies. You know what gypsies? You know why when you get in your car you have a GPS? Thank you. Snatch is the word. Yeah. Look at the word gypsy. It's GPS. The word is GPS. So to know where you're going is to be a gypsy. So if you ask your GPS, if you suck as a human being, your GPS will take you to a dead end road. This is digital technology. This is digital shamanism. That you want to go somewhere and you're like, oh, the GPS didn't work for me. Yeah, well, it didn't work for you because you're a fucking retard. And so the GPS took you in the wrong direction. So if you're an asshole to a gypsy, they will have you in the wrong direction. But a real gypsy? Nah. We from Egypt. The Egyptians are connected to the gypsies the GPS, and this is even get to what jeeps are. That's why you can take a jeep off-road. It's a GP. GPS, jeeps. GPS. JPS is GPS. Gypsies and jeeps and all that shit is the same word. You wanna go off-road? What do you take? You don't take a fucking Cadillac. You don't take a lack. Hey, look. Here, I'll show you what kind of gypsies we are. Inner gypsies, yes. Yes. GPs, general practitioners. Yeah, let me get my phone back in the correct order here. GPs, GP. They're missing the S. Your boy, Core Birth did a video the other day talking about SLs and Rs. I've talked about this in the past. I don't know if he got it from me or if he just figured it out. But SL and R is look at a car. You can go buy a Mercedes. It's an SLR. You can get MLKs and SLRs. You get different color, they're colored, but SLRs are different types of energy, and L is this, which is a 90-degree angle, and S is a curve energy, and an R is a running energy. He was talking about S and L's, but I was like, well, I slur for a reason, because there's something connected to those three ways of speaking, which are connected to, even the GP and the S. So the GP gives you what is, GP is only a portion of it. It's why if you watch a movie that's PG, it's not going to give you, it's not rated R, it's not moving, it's PG. P is a penis, and a G is, depends if it's small or big, but it's a connection between, a G is the A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's the seventh letter, which gives you a cut into what should be a circle, but then it cuts out part of the circle and puts a 7 in it. It's cutting, it's hacking into something. A G is hacking into something. It's a 0 and a 7. There's a lot more to get into there. I just don't have that in my brain right now to work with, and I don't want to go that far with the G's, because there's a 7 in a G. It's like, what do they tell you? There's the G what's. You go to the they always say the summit, the G what's. What number do they use? It's important. The summit of all of the great nations that are using G's, which are hacking into the, I don't want to say hacking into the zygote, but there's some connection to the goat and the zygote. I don't have access to that right now. But there's a good story there somewhere. Which card fell through? Just like I can't tell you that. Would it be better if I told you? I can't tell you that. I could just pull it out right now. Do you need a new reading? Did you not like that one? It is, yeah. There. Here it is. There's, look at, yeah, let me show you the G. Let's do this. See that right there? You see the G? That is a power symbol. That's a Reiki symbol. It's a G symbol. A G is I'm not dismissing the G. I'm saying the G is powerful. I'm just saying it's also 5G. Don't worry about the 5G, yo. Don't worry about 5Gs. 5G is physical G. 5G is fine. Everybody talking this weird shit about it, fuck it. Like, don't worry about that. That's we're already controlling that. What's up, B Ranches? Yeah, that's Wizardly. That's don't worry about that. You know what? I've gotten shit stolen, but you know what? I've also stole shit from people to protect them. Think of it that way. That's real shit. You can have somebody, it's like keep your worst enemies, your enemies are your best friends, your best friends are your worst enemies, kind of shit. That's never really true, but to a degree, like you can have some people might steal something from you, and it's actually something that you didn't need. Imagine if somebody stole weight from you. Somebody stole my gun that I shot someone with. That kind of bullshit. Well, you better off, right? I was 300 pounds. Somebody stole 200 pounds from me. Aren't you better off? You know what I mean? That kind of concept. You can't think of everything that you... For you to move, wouldn't it be nice if someone stole shit from you or took things from you that you didn't need? It's a bunch of things you don't need. I've gotten shit stolen from me all my life, but you know what? It made me lighter for it. It made me less worry about things. I had these cards stolen from me, and you know what I got in return? I got these back that are in better condition by somebody that blessed them. Am I too worried about it? And in return, I got 2 other decks of tarot cards, and I got these beautiful little flowers here. And I got all you wonderful friends in return, right? you can't think of you think of it through the physical senses. Things that you have physically are not are psycho-spiritual. Enlightened, yeah. You want to, you know, what's the basic card, right? The fool carrying around his backpack everywhere. Just put the backpack down. There you are. Yeah, we gotta move around and do shit. And like, yeah, we need a backpack here and there, but you're not foolish to wear a backpack. You're not foolish to have some things to carry around. But in reality, like, how much do you really need? How you get to the next? I've said it 1,000 times, over and over again. When you move to the next realm, you don't get to carry a pad of paper and a pencil. You don't get that. You can learn how to use it there, but yeah, recycle. Like everything is recycled. But if we hey mama, if we can upgrade the shit and the recycle, that's not recycle. That's re-spiritual. Recycle does this. Re-spiritual does this, or this. You want to start a company? You want to start a company, mama? Call that re-spiritual. Not recycle. Recycling is for fucking dummies. To be real, recycling is stupid. Why I want it to be back where it was? Why do I want a revolution? I don't want a revolution. I don't want to recycle. I don't want things in the same cycle as it was. That's psychotic. To do the same thing over and over again and expect the same thing in return is like, let me bring these cans back so they can make me new cans so I can drink more Coca-Cola, so I can take the Coca-Cola cans back so they can make more Coca-Cola out of the water they stole, blah, blah, blah. How about re-spiritual? Wouldn't that be different? Oh yeah, shaman. Down to close. This is good.
Well, so anyway, I got it off my.
Here's your. Even though you don't want it, even though you didn't ask for it, I'm pulling you a card, shaman clown. I'm not gonna tell you what it was. I'll just keep that to myself, unless you ask. I don't grab anything for anybody that don't ask. Do I draw? I have. I used to paint a little bit. Like I'm not artistically trained at all, but you could see some of my artwork. Are you? Hey mama, are you on my my Instagram? If you're on my Instagram, you can see some of my drawings. I've only drawn a little bit. My last thing I did, you'll see a pink and green and kind of like a Zen tangle, kind of they call it. And then before that, if you go farther back in my stuff, you can see some things that I just did, like off the cuff, like. And then if you want, I'll put some of my old drawings up. I've only really drawn. I draw for like 2 weeks of my life. I had a girlfriend. I had a girlfriend that knew how to draw when I was like 23. I didn't take art classes. I hated fucking art. I hated music. I didn't have anything to do with it. And I said, "Oh, you can draw?" And then I went to the art store. Or I went to the art store. I went to when I go to Barnes and Nobles or something, and I got you know who Justin Bua is? Look up Justin Bua, B-U-A, one of the most amazing fucking artists. And I got one of his books out, and I just looked at it, and I just started drawing what he was doing. I'd never drawn before in my life. And then I spent 2 weeks drawing, and then I stopped. I painted a couple things, and some of my old paintings, like I trashed them, but I mean, there was some pretty good. Like to me, it was pretty impressive. I mean, to never have them done before. And then recently, I just done some little deals here and there. I've tattooed some people. I tattooed myself. Like, you know, like. Can I draw? I guess if I have to. I don't really think about it. No, I don't draw. I probably haven't picked up a pencil to draw. I mean, like, other than that Zen tangle you've seen, maybe 8 years before that, 10 years, and before that, like never. What up, Jim? What up, Synthetic? Peace, Hope. Of course you may request a card. Do you want to ask a question, or do you just want to pull it for you? I've painted a little bit. I painted with some watercolors. I've painted with some things. Yeah. Kari, this is, yeah, hey Kari, go listen to any of my videos that I have alcohol explained in it, and I'll explain how the different alcohols work. I don't want to do it right now, but yes, they all have very different effects. Just remember this. Vodka is a removal tool. It removes things from your body, and it removes energies from you. It doesn't add to you. But every other alcohol has plant life element inside of it, adding some sort of something to you. This is why people work differently on gin. They work differently with dark liquors, rums, sweet liquors, you know. Tequila. Tequila is a much different one. Tequila apparently is the only upper of all of the alcohols because they use agave, and whatever's happening during the process of producing that, it causes it to be an upper. So there's a lot of other things going on. So yes, they're all very different. It's not just like, oh, I drank some alcohol today. Beers are different, wines are different. You know this. Drink some red wine, you're gonna take a nap. Drink white wine, maybe not. Drink a shot of tequila, you're gonna be up. You know, it's way different. Residence creative realistic drawing is all geometry. All would be naturals based on your analysis. So, yeah, I can if I have an image to look at and draw it towards. Yeah, I'm pretty okay at it. I drew a nice picture of Einstein and then painted it, and I didn't even know I didn't have no idea what I was doing, but I was just using. I was using watercolors. And I'd never used watercolors before, and it's pretty fucking outstanding. And then it doesn't really. What entices me is what entices me whenever it entices me. That's all I can deal with. And I still got your card for you. Who just asked for it? Who just asked for it? Peace Hope. Let me pull a card for you right now. Sorry, I'm kind of reading through your piece. I'm a little behind here, but I'm gonna get to the bottom of this and then I'll pull your card. Peace Hope. Gentlemen, feasting on loads of soup is a great idea because you're digesting it faster. You're getting exactly what you need out of it. Quicker digestion. It's a good idea. Kari, Scotch is pretty cool. Scotch is an upgraded version of whiskey. Whiskey is going to be more sugar because when you put it in the barrels and it's collecting the sugars from the barrel, you're getting a sweeter. You're getting something out of the elements of the tree, which is fine, but then the Scotch refines that even further. So you're getting more of a mystical quality to it. So yeah, it's a much clearer buzz. This is why people are like, I'm drinking Scotch. Fancy. I've never heard of German Dr. Hammer. No, I've heard a lot of the the hammer things connected to Germany, but no. Okay, here you go. Sorry, peace up. Here you go. I'm gonna bury this first one. I'll give you the second one. Seventh card. Which in this is the Chariot, the Carro, Le Char, El Carro, and Der Wagen. The wagon of the chariot. So I hope you can see that. And I love this deck because it's not like every other one giving the same idea of it, but it's so magical. So this is the seventh card, and if you want to do some research on it, look up the Chariot. And the seventh card is related, in this deck at least, to the ascension of Elijah. So the Chariot is related to Elijah. So this is all very biblical. This gets back to the beginning of this whole thing where we're talking about, like, is the tarot connected to paganism? And I was like, no, it's actually the church stole it from everyone and then said don't use the tarot even though they use the tarot. Businesses say don't believe in astrology, but they use astrology to hire the people to put them in the right positions to run a business. I could tell you who to, if I made a video to tell people who to hire for their business, I could build a business for anyone based upon people's sign. It's simple. You would just have to put the earth signs where they should be, the air signs where they should be, and you would just line it up that way. It's really simple to do. I mean, it's not really simple. It's simple if you know the architecture of it, but it's very complex. But if you have an overlay of it, it's pretty okay. It's pretty easy. So the seventh card, the Chariot, is the ascension of Elijah. Recognize merit, heroic action, material or spiritual evolution, a reward. You're being rewarded for something. Peace, hope, you've accomplished something, and you're getting spiritual or physical or some sort of reward. You've accomplished all you need to do, and accept your gifts. Whatever people are giving you, accept that. So hopefully that makes sense for you. Huh. So with the card, hey, Shaman Clown, are you talking for which card? For are you talking about the card for Jessica? The card was the third card. It was the so Shaman Clown and Jessica. It was the third card. It was the third of the major arcana. You can research that if you want, but that was the one that fell out. It was the third one. And what's up, Andy? And by the way, I must say, everyone here, please do me a favor and tell Andy thank you for telling Grandma, because I told you all the other day, call me Grandma. He sent me a bottle of Grand Marnier, so I've only just dipped into it a little bit, and it's been delightful, and it's got me a little bit of afternoon delight and whatever. It's been a fun time, and thank you, Andy, again, man. That was fucking lovely of you. I'm so appreciative of that. So everybody, thank Andy for keeping Zen slightly lit in the mid afternoons with a little sip on the grandma, because it was fucking amazing. And what whiskey? I'm not a whiskey drinker, my friend. I wish I could help you with the whiskey. I don't know whiskey like that. That's the one alcohol I've never sat with and just sipped on by myself. Everything else I've let me see what this is about, what's in the spirit bottle. Whiskey I've never done. It's just, I think it's just because I've had so many mixed drinks with whiskey in it, and I always go out. It's always a good time to have whiskey and 7-Up and whiskey and Coke and blah blah blah. And it's like if somebody's going and getting an order of drinks at the bar, it's like they're gonna bring back a whiskey mixer. So I just don't know it like that, man. I wish I could help you with the whiskey. Whiskey, I don't know. All I got whiskers, but I don't know about whiskey. Jonamon, the best alcohol to start with would be if you want to go alcohol route, like straight alcohol, would be vodka. The cleanest vodka you can find. If you're just talking about the best alcohol to start with, I would start with beer, and a very light beer. I would just start with low ABV, then find yourself a nice wine, find yourself a white wine. Lighter is better. It's like anything, lighter and less ABV. Alcohol by volume. So I would go with I don't know. I wouldn't do wheat beers. Wheat beers are no good. But I start with a very light beer, then find my way around the beers. Then I would get into wine, step up a level. But I'd use them at different times of the day. Because if you're dealing with 4% alcohol, you can kind of drink that. If you're dealing with wine, you're in the 13%. But I would do with white wines. Try to find wines that don't have extra added what are they called? They put you got the tannins that they're coming out of the dark grapes, and then you have sulfites that come out of the darker grapes. But then they sometimes add it to the light grapes, the white grapes. Try to find things that don't have sulfites in it, because it will just give you a headache. And then find yourself clear liquors are better because they're not adding too much spirit to you. Taking dark liquor will add something that will literally, you're ingesting spirit. It's like ingesting a literal energy system. So doing dark liquor, like dark rum, that's not for everybody. Dark tequila, not for everybody. I like dark tequila because I know what's going on. I like some sort of dark things. I like dark red wine. I like a dark stout, but that's adding a lot of elements to you. So don't start there. Start with the light shit. Because those are more cleansative to your body, more cleansative, and then you get to know just the feeling of being loose and your own spirit loosening up. Yeah, Glenmorangie is awesome. Yeah. Yeah, it depends on what result you want. This is always it. Branches, you are the IT. Remember, you're the OA and the IT, original architects, and the information technology.
Yeah. I mean, I fell asleep before the platform last night. I told her like 11:30, and I was already asleep. And then she kept saying that.
Max Daniels, do stones and crystals magnify energies? Yeah. So I look at people as spirits and crystals because your body is a crystal energy grid. Your bones are made of crystals and you're full of spirit. So I see a crystal that's sitting over there in this thing over here. I see it the same way as I see a human, the same way that I look at a beer or a beverage and say that's a human. Because it's spiritual and magnetic or electrical or energetic the same way the stones and crystals work. Because remember, stones is just change the words around. STONE is TONES. Tones, energy, tone. I'm making a tone, which is a stone. Crystal. Crystals are a weird matrix of it's not quite solid and it's not quite liquid. It's something different. But yeah, I hear you. Torin, I don't want to be a hobbit. I'm just hanging out in a new place. Torin, don't let that happen to you. You know better than that. This is just the same way. You know what, Torin? I could tell you, drawing for you is a habit. When's the last time you didn't draw? You ever take days off? Being very sincere with this. When's the last time you just was like, I'm not drawing today. I'm not gonna over stress myself with thoughts. Just gonna. You take days off like that? Torn, you're communicating with a dead person right now. Yeah, thank you, Andy. Well, here's the best part of it, branches. Even though I've gone off on the corporate dead world and everything, there's not a problem with it. It's just understanding what it is. There's no agenda by the living human being. The living human spiritual system. There's no agenda. But once you put something on the dead piece of paper and make a corporate structure out of it, it gets bound into something. But even that is breakable because you can burn a piece of paper. You can just eliminate anything on paper. You burn a sigil. Everything. We burnt the books of Atlantis, right? And Alexandria. We burnt plenty of books. We burnt books in the Americas, didn't we? The dictionaries got changed. So all of these things get changed. That's the best part of it. So there's nothing really dead per se. The atomic world still exists. Even the dead things are made of the same things that living things are made of. Skin cells are falling off of you. I'm dying daily, and there's just skin cells falling off of me right now. Dead skin cells. Are they dead? They're just as atomic as I am. And just pieces of me that I don't associate with anymore. And so the dead world has its purpose and its value to people. It's why we raise the dead. The people that are in the dead world, it's the whole Matrix movie. Those people might not know what's going on, but they're dead, and we're trying to raise them from the dead to get them into this music and this art and in this world of the living creation. People that are created are dead. People that are creating are not dead. They're the living world. So artists are the living beings. Those that are, even artists can have corporate entities though. That's what I'm trying to put forth is artists have to have corporate entities. They have to have dead things. As soon as they draw something, that's a dead piece of paper and a dead ink. It's a stagnant thing. It's stagnant. Even all the shit that Torin here has done. He's created death, but not really, because we know what it is. Because it's actually vibrating something off of the page. It's taking all of this energy and compressing it into 2 dimensions, which seems to be dead, which then when someone sees it is actually extracting information, that people are extracting information out of Torrens artwork, or any other artist for that matter. Even me here talking, you're extracting information out of that blank screen here. It's coming through this, like it's a flat screen and there's this sound coming out. You're extracting information. So you're taking something that seems like it's just a plastic portal and I'm just sitting here doing this, but it's becoming a living, fluxing, energetic system, which is what life is. Dead people just walk around in the same pattern. They cycle. They're psychos. They're in psychosis. They're in this hypnotized gauge and rhythm. Now, I can hypnotize people to get them out of that old hypnosis, which means to hypnotize them into saying, break out of the spell. Look at it, it's over here. There's so many things more in this world. It's taking people out of the dead world, meaning squashed down, flattened, and pulling them out into 3 dimensions. We're taking people from 2D to 3D. A lot of people are talking about 4D and 5D. Like, when you in 5D, like we play in 5D. That's for certain. But you can't talk to somebody that lives in 2D about 5D. It doesn't work. It can't work because they can't even comprehend what 3D is. They have to go to the movie theater and put glasses on to look in 3D. So that's what we're trying. That's what we're attempting to do always, is extract people from a flattened matrix of perspective based upon flattened, linear, rectilinear, here to there. This is how it works. To like, look at, here's this one. Which way you want to go? This is why the old natives, the ancestors, they told you there were 6 directions. There was north, south, east, west, and up and down. If you look at a map, you ask anybody, I guarantee you, walk through the streets, ask your neighbors, ask the people you work with, how many directions are there? They'll say 4. What about up and down? That's 6. But then we have to go, okay, well, can we divide it up more? What about northeast or southwest? Or then we got 10. But let's just start with they're going to tell you 4 directions. Because they live in a grid. They live in a cross, which is 4 directions. But they don't go that way or that way. So, anyways, I'm just ranting here, but Jessica, interesting you said that because we're in Cancer season right now. And it's interesting that we're in Cancer season because Cancer season is like the highest of the sun, and well, depending on where you live. But living in most areas, this is going to be the hottest season, Cancer. But if it's the hottest season, it's when you'd be burning off the most Cancer, which is very interesting. They would be chosen as the crabs, which are, Cancers are crabs, which are beneath the water, which are eating up all of the dirt. But if you're outside and on top of Earth, then you'd be getting a lot of sun, and you'd be just sweating out Cancer. 98 degrees right now. I was outside, but I had to plug this thing in. I've been outside all day. It's been lovely. It ain't 98 degrees to me. But I hear you on the mental emotional connection. Yeah. I can get that further if you comment a little further down if you want me to go further on that. Mammal, you don't like the whiskey. I don't really. I end up being in dark places with people that are like, I mean, I've had enjoyable times at whiskey bars. You know, like Jim Morrison kind of shit at the old whiskey bar. I mean, whiskey's cool in a certain environment, but lots of tattoos, lots of very, very low lighting. I mean, I dig it, but I will the only reason I never got into scotch, well, I got into scotch when I was like 24, 25. I got a really nice bottle of Islay. Like, it was called the Bowman. You know Bowman? It was a Bowman 18-year bottle of Islay. It was like $100. It was like fucking glorious. But I got into that for a minute, but it just wasn't. I wasn't into this kind of shit that I know now, and I was just drinking it for the fuck of it, and because I liked it. But yeah, I will. I'll check it out. You got that 33% raise? I give you that 33 today. Did you look at the post on this? Whenever I said the 33 and then the 98, that was literally like what time it was when that was pretty funny to me. Yeah, vodka is the way to go. Andy, you got the 10. You played with the 10 hour. That was crazy. You got to watch me. You compressed me drinking a whole bottle of vodka. That's really funny. Yeah, vodka and red wine are my favorites. You know what I have in here? Hey, mama, let me show you. Let me show you. This is got that. So the vodka is just to have it in the house. So you know, if I need a little beverage, but the red wine was for fun. Yeah, resin is creative. If you're gonna take a lot more spirit in you, you're gonna have to. If you want to drink dark liquor and not have a hangover, drink vodka first. When I say first, I mean drink vodka and distilled water and cleanse yourself. Drink lemon. You know, not even. Excuse me. You don't even need to drink alcohol. You just need to cleanse yourself. If you cleanse yourself well, then dark liquor is not gonna fuck you up, and neither will red wine. So once your body is clean, you can take in different substances in a different way, and it will give you different. You know, you won't be hungover for it. Max Daniels, I used to play with cognac with all my friends in the hood, I mean, not the hood, but like when I hung out with cats in Baltimore, like cognac was the what's up. Car Yee, yeah. I'd suggest Car Yee. Go watch. Most of my videos, maybe like 6 months ago, you'd see me drinking maybe vodka and urine all day, or maybe a beer and urine all day. Even though I might not tell you that I'm drinking urine, like there's a lot of videos you'll see me. A lot of the times I was sitting underneath the grandfather tree, doing very introspective, kind of philosophical journeys into things. Maybe like 9 months ago, you'll see like grandfather tree and stuff. You'll see a lot of my talks where I wasn't doing live shit like this. That was a lot of orin and alcohol. And yes, it's absolutely okay. And look at William Kyle Estes. If I say it and he shows up, it's gonna be fucking hilarious. William Kyle Estes' videos. His recent one, he's doing a 33-day fast. I don't know how far he's gonna get through. I don't think he's gonna get through 33 days. I don't mean to doubt him, but I think it's gonna be a really tough go at it because he's already kind of skinny. But he's in like I think he's on day 5 or 6 now. And he started with vodka, urine, lemon juice, and a couple different. I think it was colloidal silver, gold, and iridium, and a couple other things. And then he was just telling me he was up for like all night and had like inspiration to paint and like new things to do. And so, yeah, it's not a bad idea. I would never tell someone to go on a very long extended thing if you didn't know what you were doing. But it's not a problem. Just stay hydrated, because the more alcohol you drink, the more water you need, because there's fire in alcohol, so you're burning off more things in your body. So as you increase the amount of alcohol, you have to increase the amount of water, because you're using the water is the fuel. The hydrogen. Here's the highest level of knowledge. Hydrogen if we can break things down this way, hydrogen is super fuel. It's what runs fucking funny cars. It's what runs hydrogen, the generator of hydro. Hydrogen, the generator of hydro, meaning water generator basically, is super fuel. So when you get into like hydrogen peroxide, there's more hydro in it. Hydrogen peroxide, you get a food grade 35%, it's oxygen rich. It's actually super fueling you. So when you start using alcohol, you're burning off more of the water and the fuel. So if you're going to put more alcohol in your system, which is fire, you need to add more water. So most people, like, they just don't realize, like, just put more water in your system. You can drink as much as you want, just put more water in your system. Because then it balances you out and hydrates you, and it gives you more fuel. I hear you, Torin, with that. I'm at 723. The best beauty sip. Use very aged urine all over your person. Aged urine. That, and the other one is to use gua sha. Guasha. It's a tool. The gua and the sha. The sha is what's happening in your skin when you're scraping the skin. You're not really scraping it, but look up gua sha, and it's a simple set of tools you can get for $10 on Amazon. And it's going to open up all of your lymph systems, and it might give you some bruises the first couple times, but it's going to be one of the most relieving, relaxing, wonderful things you can do. Gua sha, I would say, aged urine, then gua sha, and then cupping. That's beauty. That you'll fix all of the little, and obviously stay hydrated. But those things right there, like you within a week, if you just started drinking only water, and then used gua sha tools, and then cupped yourself and gave yourself like a good cupping session. I mean, give yourself an oil enema. Get down the line, give yourself an oil enema. I mean, it's not really an enema, because you're actually going to be ingesting the oil to really lubricate yourself inside out. Putting oil in your skin is not as good as putting it up your ass, because it's called the Basti, B-A-S-T-I. If you use like a medicated Basti, like you'll de-age yourself by 5 years in a week. Seriously. Aged urine on the skin, warm Basti with turmeric up the bung, gua sha tool, lots of water. And then obviously, you got to get in the sun a little bit. All that right there, you good. You look completely different. Resonance creative art is that communication bridge between language and telekinesis and art, and all art, music, and mortars that bring it back, perhaps. Yeah, yeah. Haha, Mama is wise. Whiskey drinkers tend to be cokeheads. That's absolutely fucking right. Because you know why? Because they're in dark. Because they're dealing with dark shamanic realms that they have no fucking business being in. And so what they need to do is lighten themselves up and get themselves out of that realm is they blow white lines to pull themselves out of dark, decayed realms. They shouldn't be drinking whiskey. The people that drink whiskey, like the real dum-dums, that are all tatted up and inked up, that they go to whiskey bars, they always do them blowing lines. You're damn right. Because they're trying to pull themselves out of that fucking area they put themselves in. What they should do is just go start drinking some vodka. But a vodka bar is clean. Go to a vodka bar. It's not an underworld. Go to a whiskey bar. It's a fucking shitty fly show. Because there's too much sugar in there. There's too much sugar, and it's bringing them down into like shamanic realms that they have no business at all being in, because they don't know what shamanism is. So they pull themselves out of that realm with the leaf. They grab onto the leaf that they made into cocaine. And for me, I don't like yayo. I don't like that shit. It never worked for me. I'm already too fucking on my fucking mind. I'm too high with this shit. So I was like, why did I just, like, when I've done it, you know, it's like, why did we just spend $50 on this? I just wasted $50. I wasted $50 to drink more and not feel any different. This is stupid. Don't get me wrong. I've had some really good pink fish scale, but it's not really my business. It's not what I'm into. Do I eat a meal a day? No. Sometimes I won't eat. Sometimes I'll eat 6 times a day. Just, I don't know. I'm trying to catch up to you guys. All right, Torrin, you watch some of my old grandfather trees? Yeah, I switch it up on people, you know? Like sometimes I'm like a complete introvert, sometimes I'm extroverted, sometimes I'm giving a lesson, sometimes I'm just fucking with you guys. You just gotta, you know, play with it. Switch it up on them. Mama, I'm in New Orleans. I'm in the greatest place on earth, as far as I can tell. Karyi, I've done so many videos on that. I don't want to dig in that right now. I'll give you the quickest version is you'll find my videos on that if you're looking for them. If you want to manifest my videos to tell you how to manifest, you will. But visualization and feeling is the most important part of it. It's how you feel is going to radiate the most energy. Visualization is low level because most people can't visualize because their pineal and their ability to actually see something is very it's fucked up just from all of the things we've eaten. But you need to conceptualize. If you can conceptualize something along with a feeling, then that's the road to take. If you can visualize, fucking have at it. You know, then you're well ahead of the game. This gets into the dream world and all that, but it's really hard for people to, like right now, if I can conceive of something. I can't see it right in my head. I don't have that capacity. Sometimes I can. When I'm very healthy and clean, I could bring up pictures and shit, but that's not for everybody. You know, it's hard to tell everybody like, oh, you need to visualize something. Like, does anybody even know who they're talking to? Like 98% of people can't visualize for shit. Because they've been through the standard American diet, and they've eaten all the bullshit, and they don't use their mind because they're too busy staring at television. They're having images jammed into their head. They're not expressing images. They don't know how to draw. They don't know how to do anything. So these kind of things get in the way of visualization. So I'll give you that much there. But I cover this in a lot of my videos. And if you want, I'll address that again in the future, and I'll get deeper. If you can't find it and you really need it, I'll talk to you about it. Of course, Jude Meister. Good to see you. Yeah, your last meal. Just don't eat. Karyi. So Karyi, but do you remember that movie they say don't visualize something that you've already seen before? Because you'll just get in a loop. You gotta try to find something new. Like I could see this chair over here, but what I'm doing is I'm adjusting. Like, so I've seen a lot of houses, and so I have an idea of like when I architect things. When I used to build houses, I'd like, oh, I'm gonna use this piece, but I'm gonna change it slightly, and I'm gonna take that top and put a different seat on there. But then I need this spring over here, and then the legs are gonna be a little wider. So like work with that, you know. What's up, Sean McClellan? Did you catch up with date today? I mean, with a date? Yeah, you could say that, if that's what you're asking. A little afternoon snack. I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know how it happened, but it did. Something to do. It was pleasurable. It's a good experience. Like afternoon, like drinking red wine and Grand Marnier at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon with somebody I haven't seen or even I don't even know if I met her before, but afternoon snack was definitely that was fun. It was very much out of the blue, just because I haven't been with a woman like almost a year. I was just like somebody was like contacted me and I was like, oh yeah, I remember you from so and so years ago. But they were married at the time. She's like, I always had a crush on you. I was like, oh really? Well, I'll see about that. Anybody want me to pull him a card while I'm here? It was a good day. I had an enjoyable time. I didn't, but I'm tantric. Mama. I don't finish. Like I keep it internalized. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't need to be throwing things everywhere. I'm just I'm just there to pleasure everyone else. That was pleasurable to me. And yeah, I've heard of Max channels. I've heard of monoatomic gold. What's my take on it? My take on it is this, and Kari, I'm going to pull you a card in a second. It's very simple. Any substance you can become addicted to. It's what they called, it's what gave the people the bright blue shining eyes in Dune, because they found something that actually gave them the energy. Like some people could say, oh yeah, I need to eat. Well, let's say I need to eat to give me energy. Well, not really. Oh, I need to drink alcohol. Not really. I need this substance. I need to, whatever it might be. I need to draw. I need to meditate. It could be anything. You could become addicted to just about anything. If you think that's what's doing it, then that becomes the addiction. And anything. It could be music. Like, I can't lie. I'm addicted to music. I'm addicted to silence. I'm addicted to alcohol. I'm addicted to good food. I'm addicted to pussy. I'm addicted to life. I'm addicted to, like, breathing. I don't know. Like, all these things are addictions to me to some extent, but I know what they are. So they're in service to me. They're subservient to me. They're my substances that I use because I observe them for what they are, so they don't become controllers of my life. But if you look at the monatomic golds, what's the old story? People got enslaved to go mine gold out of the ground to give it to some, depending on who you look at, it was to get gold and to give it to some other creatures that were bigger so they could take it back to their place, their home, so they could recreate their atmosphere, because their atmosphere fell apart. So they needed more gold. But in the movie Dune, what they were doing is it was called the spice, and that spice became the thing that caused them to be high-powered. So I think there's a use for it. It's like, to me, I see it like this, because I've used monoatomics before, and I've used all sorts of elements before. But I say it like this: it's like a trampoline. There's a very high fence around where you live, and you have a trampoline. And as soon as you jump on it, you can look over that wall, and you can see everything on the other side. But you can't go there. You need a trampoline. That trampoline is the monoatomic. Or you could just climb over the wall, or you just bust the wall down. And that's consciousness. That's what we really try to do and hope for. We don't need the trampoline. We don't need the monoatomics. We don't need shit. We don't need anything. And then people get all caught up in that they want to be breatharians and just not do anything. But we're living in this physical environment, so let's just use what we have around us. This table, this computer, this delicious little beverage I got here. Got these cards here. We can't speak to each other on the purely telekinetic spiritual realm. Like, we can, we do, but the only way we can deliver this information is through the physical form to everyone else that's stuck in physical form. So we learn to use things like monoatomics occasionally, liquor, whenever, food, whenever, television, whatever's in the cup, Does that make sense? And here you go, Kari. I got your card. There it is. It's right there. I'm pulling it right off the top for you. Kari, here you go. Oh, this is a fun one. Let's see. It's the 18th card of the major arcana. It's two angels blowing horns above somebody in a bubble, and on the earth, it's really interesting to me. The plots of land are all flat. I wish I could zoom in on this correct way, but it's not letting me do it. So these are all plots of land that seem to be cut down, and the trees seem to be just growing again anew, but it's like flat. This is the Luna, or the moon, which is to me very, very important about what the moon is, because the moon was all about cutting down the trees of life. This is why all these trees are so small. Why isn't the tree all the way grown? It's not. So the moon is symbolic of all of these flatlands they cut the trees down and they put the moon in the sky. That's the way I've always seen it. And this is a very correct interpretation as far as I'm concerned about what this card means and what the moon is, which is called the La Luna, Le Lune, La Luna, and Der Mond. So the 18th card of the major arcana connected to the moon is also called the Ascension. The Ascension. It has to do with an adventure. Adventure is a trip or an attraction to the unknown or supernatural visions. So supernatural energies, connection to something more like an adventure somewhere. Does that make sense? Jude Meister, I don't have it with me. I can't be carrying around that much weight in my back pocket. You know, I don't want to be pulling around my backpack. I had some nickels. I had to go to the Wally World and exchange some nickels for some dollars because I ain't got that much money right now. I'd blown through a few. You know, it was my birthday month, so you know what I mean. I blew a bunch of fucking money this month, so I had to go get some nickels out the drawer so I could get up here and get on the streetcar and get myself a delicious beverage. But with that being said, I had all these nickels in my backpack, and I couldn't be putting the cook's deck. But I'll do that later. I'll get on the cook's deck later for sure. Oh, Shaman Cloud. I didn't realize I was pulling a card. Oh, the one that I pulled for you? Here, let's just get done with it. Shaman, I apologize. It was just earlier. I forget what it was. I was just kind of being funny with it. I'll pull you one right now. It's probably going to be the same one. I just didn't know if you had a question. I said I didn't want to pull something for you if you didn't ask. So here, Shaman Clown, this is for you. There it is. It's the 10th card. It is the wheel. The wheel. Le Roue de Fortune, or Le Ruda, or Das Rad, or Le Ruta. This is the wheel. And I think everybody knows what the wheel card is, but well, according to this, the wheel card is connected to the Archangel Gabriel. See, I love this deck so much because it's like, I didn't realize that every one of these had so much connection to the saints and the angels and shit, and the Apostle Peter and all the shit. So this is the Archangel Gabriel. It's a new view of the situation, secrets revealed, or a change of a role, like an altering of perspectives, and a new world based upon secretions of knowledge that you didn't have before that now are available to you. Yeah, that's pretty excellent. There you go, man. Well, Mama is wise. The orgasm is addicted, and it should be. You should live in orgasm. At least women should. The man is. We're living in an inverted world to a degree, and I'm not gonna go too far with that. But like, it's just like why women should be masturbating all day for the most part. You should be in some sort of orgasmic state because women can. Because the orgasm for a woman is internal. The orgasm for a man tends to be external unless they know how to recycle it with the microcosmic, macrocosmic orgasm. But the woman should always be in orgasm, you know? It's like when you, it's like sometimes for me, like I could go smell flowers. I could just walk around and smell flowers back. And I have Kundalini rising. This is fucking excellent, you know? And that's like how life should be for everyone. but especially for women. But the women have been put in a situation in this environment that the world is. I don't know. I don't like I. You can kind of see how it happened with the patriarchy and the subservience and blah 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 and all this shit. But yeah, the woman should be pleasured all day. That's pretty much it. That's why I don't have a job, because I'm supposed to pleasure women all day. But they get a little scared by like, am I supposed to be having pleasure all day? Am I allowed to do that? Addiction branches. There you go. Addicted to information. That's one of them too, man. Uh huh. Yeah, well, hey, look at even Mama. It says I hear breatharianism. Even in the middle of that, if I can, thanks to William Callistes and Maya Ginny, in the word breatharian, you still have eat, because even in breathe you have to eat. You have to eat air, so it's not even like you're not consuming something. And you eat men, you're a man eater, cause she's a man. Yeah, you know that one, the man eater. Is that what you are? Yeah, Max. The experience and the end result. There is no real end result, but there is the experiential life of feeling something. There's nothing you see. Empathy gives you this odd capacity. I mean, everyone has all of these capacities, but the odd capacity with an empathy is, I don't have to go over there and eat a pile of shit to know what it would be like to eat a pile of shit, because I can smell it. And I've had some things that I didn't like the taste of, and I can get a really good. This is the thing about hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil, but I can smell it. So you get into that kind of concept of empathy has to do with how much gnosis you have and how much smelling you have, because it's connected right to your brain. So we could visualize images by using. We can visualize images to the highest degree through the scent, smell, through the aromatics, through the aromacology, through the aroma. And the root word for aroma is aura. So your aura, which is even connected to the aurak, the aura, which is your aura that you hold, is an aroma. And that aroma can make images inside of your head. So when we learn to smell something, we can hear something too and have the same experience, but it's easiest here. But here is a secondary unit to have an empathetic situation. It could be good or bad or indifferent. To be able to, like, you can experience something without having to experience it. Like, I don't have to go over there and have a car run my foot over. Like, if I watch a video of someone falling off a foot, like, watch somebody getting kicked in the nuts. Any dude knows this. You just go, ooh. Some of you play sports, you break an ankle or bust an ankle, you don't want to watch those injuries because you can feel it. You watch somebody fall off a bike or something, and literally when you see it happen, I can't. There's videos on the internet I just cannot watch, because as soon as I see it, it builds up the energy and I will feel it. And there's really not a way of, So learn to use the empathy, which is controlled by. Mainly your smell, secondarily your sound. So first source, second source, third source of information. Your eyes are the least powerful. The most powerful is your midbrain, but this is connected to your midbrain, and this gives you your balance. And these two are just your eyes are just playful. It's just viewing the thing that you're externalizing. What if you thought your eyes were opposite of what they were? What if what was happening was not that you were ingesting your visual, your visual acuity was the opposite? Let's try this. What if I'm ingesting through my ears, ingesting in my mouth, and ingesting in my nose, but my eyes are actually projecting reality? What if they were the other things? What if they're the opposite? Because apparently you're projecting biophotons out of your eyes. You're collecting them and then ejecting them. So what if all you're doing is you're producing your own reality through your eyeballs? Because we're only collecting information through these two, and this portal here. So we have 5 portals into the head, and then we're projecting out our reality. What if that's the reality? What if that's what's happening? Divine Hazel, I do not have a brother in Maine. Yeah, so Mama, so to what degree is it projecting? Because if we're just projecting the image, what if the image doesn't line up with the physicality? Like, have you ever seen something that isn't there that you can put your hand through? If you're like, it's like an oasis almost. It's kind of like that in-between state of falling asleep. You know, when you're awake and you get the hypnagogic imagery, like when you get out of body or something, when you can actually bilocate yourself and put yourself down into this, like right now. Are you sure? Like, any of you might be somewhere else projecting yourself watching me here. You might be in a dream, and I might be over there across the street projecting myself here. But I've taken such a physical form that I can sit here in front of a camera, that I've used my secondary, my second body, and I physicalized it. Well, I'm taking a nap right over there underneath that tree. And and now I'm in a second layer of a dream, and I'm actually could project myself somewhere over there. Now, I'm sure that's possible. I'm sure that happens all the time. I'm not saying I'm doing it, but maybe I am. Maybe you are. Watch. So the first way to do this would be to breathe out all of your energy. Suck it in, depending on how you want to get out of body, and you would get yourself in a brainwave that will allow you to project yourself somewhere else. If you can do it when you're sleeping, why can't you do it when you're sort of awake? Good to see you, Max Daniels. I'm glad you enjoyed. This is what we do out here. So, anybody, I'll give you guys like 30 more minutes. I gotta go piss somewhere. Let me piss, and when I come back here, pull a card for someone. I already know what card it's gonna be. We'll see if you guys can figure out what card I'm gonna pull. I'm using only the major arcana. Feel free to put a number in here. We'll see. We'll play a game here. You tell me what card I'm gonna pull, and then somebody asks me a question. And we'll see if I already know which one it is, and I'll even write it down. I mean, believe me or not, but y'all seen me do it before. So, give me like 3 minutes. I'll be right back. So this is a commercial break, and every couple hours I need like 3 minutes to go do something. So give me a second, y'all. Okay. I hear you. I didn't. There was. No, I left it in. I gave it back to the universe. I didn't piss into a cup. The Emperor. The Emperor. The fourth card of the Major Arcana. Who was this for? Somebody didn't ask the question, but they needed this card. Huh. The Emperor. Fourth card. The Holy Savior. Stability, authority, protection. There you go. That's not what I thought was gonna pop up. So I
I think it ran off with the staple gun. I can't find it.
isn't it after Labor Day or Memorial Day that you can't wear white pants? Is that what?
Well, no, I kept one of her little chairs that she left behind.
What's going on, buddy?
If you look out the window right now, the trees across the street are purple. Well, now it's changing.
Wait, you just said purple? The last thing that somebody said on here was purple. Are you reading this right now?
I'm psychic.
Mama is wise. Said, what color am I thinking of? Oh, you're in here? Okay.
Hi. How's it going? So if you watch the lights change, it turns the trees different colors. See it? Isn't that pretty?
All right, so we're back. What's going on? Anybody need anything on these cards? Because let me see where I'm at charge here. I got a little bit of charge. I could go back home and pull out the rest of the tarot cards. We could have an evening of tarot. Because I do have to go back home pretty soon. Because I got a puppy that needs to poop probably. A pooping puppy. What are you looking at? Like 7 o'clock? Yeah, I get home before like 9:30. There you go. Oh yeah, Mama got because the orgasm talk. She can all yeah. I mean it's kind of red, you know, Shaman. It's kind of red here, but yeah, I heard you on that. What time is bedtime for you? You out there? It's like probably like 1 for you, Mama. Mammal? Hey Mammal, what time is it for you? It's 2. It was only off by an hour. I'll figure this out soon enough. What you smoking on over there? Yeah. Hey, if you want, you're welcome to dip in. I always carry anything you need. I'm just here to. I'm just here for whatever, you know.
Thank you.
But of course.
You're a blessing.
Yeah. and as well you are. Sure. Might as well. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Well, there we go. That changed some things up.
To me, that's much more
Hey, you played with Meatwad last night? Somebody else told me that too the other day. That's crazy, Shaman. That's crazy because she was running around a lot last night. She was running. Like I can hear her and see her. She'll move a paw once in a while and do like she'll bark at something. It's very like But the other day I think it was Jude Meister. Do you know Jude Meister like that? Jude Meister said I don't know which Jude Meister it was because it's a husband and wife and they use the same account. So I don't know which one it was. But they said they were playing with Meatwad the other night. And they said serious too.
I remember my kids
Uh huh.
that was his favorite show, and it was like the kind of show that like he could like totally appreciate humor as so I was totally cool with watching it with him, and it's so freaking cute.
Oh, Jude Meister, you right here. Yeah, you were telling me you were seeing the meat snacks. You said you seen Sirius the other day, huh? Which one are you today, Jude Meister? Are you the male version or the female version? I'm right? Like you share the same account, right?
Yeah.
And thank you for the music, by the way. That was excellent.
He doesn't respect his father.
It's hilarious though, like Martha's sisters were always cracking me up so much.
Hmm.
It's you know, those sisters that had
Mm.
little Lisa.
So I'll leave this on private. I'm not gonna eliminate it, but I will put this video on private because it's only for select individuals, and it's gonna it'll probably get taken down if I don't put it on private anyways, because there's too much music going on here. Yeah, both it's all me. Which you mean? Hey, hold on, Drew Meister, what you talking about? Which one are you? Didn't you tell me that before? Because I knew initially when I talked to you, you was the Jude Meister woman, but then I knew Jude Meister was. Am I? Are you just playing internet games? I'm both. I have all of the parts. And Jude Meister, do you know what's his name? Skyhopper. Do you know him in person, living color? Like you know Skyhopper like that? You've met him before, or you just know him through online? I'm still considering it. I mean, I'm really enjoying it, but I'm still considering getting rid of it. I mean, not the whole thing, but. Hmm. Anybody else? Anybody new in here? You're 100% woman. Ah, okay, cool. Jude Meister, Jude Meister, I thought you had a boyfriend or something, or a husband, and you both used this account. That's what I was pretty much sure you were 100% woman. I know who you are, but then I was like, oh, I think, because I know you'd said you had a husband or whatever, or boyfriend, and I was like, oh, and then I thought you were both using the same account. So sometimes like, you'd say something, I was like, which one is this? And I kind of put it in my head that you had you had somebody else, just both talking on the same account. So I was like, which one is it? Oh, it's Jude Meister, yes. But you've never seen him ever in person. That's crazy. But yeah, he's a mystical cat for sure. That dude that said he's seen Meatwad too, huh? You know, I think it was actually Skyhopper. I don't think it was you, Jude Meister. I think it was Skyhopper that said he played with Meatwad the other night. So, yeah. So Shaman, yeah, it was. I think it was Skyhopper. Skyhopper is like super excellent, next level shit. I could because I kind of associate Skyhopper with Jude Meister a little bit. And in fact, these cards, anybody that's in the room that doesn't know this, these cards initially came from this right here. They came from right in here. And then these ones were sent to me by Jude Meister. Because the deck that I had is exactly this deck I've never seen anywhere before. And I've seen it here, and a friend of mine got it for me, and it got stole from me, or I gave it away, or it could have been anything. I don't know. I'm not. I don't really, whatever. But then this got blessed and put back in my hands. I'm like so grateful for it. And I got that other Cook's deck, which Jude really wants me to use, but they're so big. Like it's because I don't know the cards like that. I'd have to bring the book out and everything. But these are a little easier to work with, to just go out in public with, you know. But I'm getting to know those cards. They're just so glossy and so gigantic, and I'm just like, it's like Picasso artwork. It's all very Picasso-esque, and so it's a little bit more difficult to read if you're just reading off of like. If I just go, okay, what do we see here? To give somebody like, if you were to teach a child how to read tarot, you'd be like, what are you looking at? And then you give them after they kind of figured it out, then you give them the classical version. But like looking at the Picasso card is kind of really, really interesting. Interesting, they're called cooks, as in like alchemist or a chef or a cook. What decks do you play with? Do you have some other ones, or have you played with the cooks before? Branches. I had ringing in my left ear 3 times today. It wasn't a normal kind of ringing. It was like a pitch. It wasn't the kind that just kind of pulls out a sound. It was actually just a ringing, and then it went away 3 times today. Yeah. Yeah. And you know what, Jude Meister? After you sent me those, remember I used to tell you I had 3 friends that were crow friends? A couple days after that, I seen like 10 crows just hanging out in the field next to me. And thank you for that, by the way.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Put me right in a nice place.
It's good seeing you.
It's good to see you as always. Yeah.
I'm brain dead.
How much is the crystal ball?
It's a very good
A
question.
small fortune.
I was gonna say $280.
$280.
It's 300.
I guess.
Is that it? What is it?
Without this.
I'm gonna have to put my hand on that very
Can I
soon.
look into it to see where I could get the money?
I like what you did there, Daniel.
Where am I gonna get $300? I see it.
So, Mama, the crow is your spirit animal. Interesting.
You get $300 in order to bring it.
The mythic tarot and Greeks don't want no freaks. Was that just like because you're Greek? Is that what you're saying? Or is that an actual tarot deck? You want to see the tarot? You want to see the crystal ball that we were just talking about? That's that one right there. Can you all see it? Let me see. It's right there. It's in the case. Next time I come here, I'll have them pull it out. Put my hand on it for you guys.
Isn't an 8-ball about $300?
Oh, I was just telling them a story. These are not the ones I got here. I got them here initially. No, I got them here initially, and then someone stole them or I lost them.
Oh,
So someone in here sent me these from Texas.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I got 2 other awesome decks that I'll
They're
bring.
really beautiful.
Yeah. So there you go. There's the tarot. There's a crystal ball. Excuse me. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. So, maybe what I'll do is go ahead and get a crystal ball soon and start fucking going real hard with you guys. Oh, the Cather deck? That's interesting. So, the Cather deck, Jude Meister. You're familiar with the story, like what the Cather is connected with, right? The Cather is the catheter. So it's like the cathedrals the way the cathedrals are made are catheters into the earth to extract things out of it. Some of it is good, some of it's bad, but most of the churches have been run amok and used to extract energy rather than to extract bad energy. It's extracting you know, it's imbalanced things. So, yeah, catheters. Hey, Shaman Call, I already get you on that. But I mean, it would still be fun to like, ooh, spooky, and put the, yeah. Hmm. All right, so I'll give you guys like, let me get 30. I got 30 more minutes here because I still got to take the train ride back home but I got like 30 more minutes of fun for you guys. Mama, good to see you. Or mammals. Hey, anybody that doesn't know, Mama is wise. If you don't know, kind of looks like me. It's a very strange thing. Like I'm a ugly. I'd probably be an ugly woman, but she's a beautiful woman. So it's very strange. I think you might see the. I think you guys might, if you check her out, you might see the correspondence between what we kind of look like. I mean, it's an energetic thing, obviously, but our skin suit is very, very kind of similar. Good night, though. Oh, so June Meister. I've done plenty of videos on that architecture and getting into the electromagnetic spectrum and the different pyramids and churches and how they make capacitors. If you look at if you look in the engine in a car, you have your spark plug. The spark plug is made of ceramic, and they have some that are gold, platinum, but that spark plug. If you look at the old cathedrals, the really nice ones, and you get to the Buddhists and all this, the illumined ones were the ones that were creating electricity by actually using the energetics out of the air to create energy and create light. Literally lights, electrical light bulbs and shit. But they were using, this is the reason the churches and all of these buildings look the way they do, because they're using the same materials, piezoelectric, ceramic, limestone, gold, all of these things that are actually compressing energy to either pull energy in or press energy out to somewhere. Yeah, Shaman Khan, that would be super crazy intense, huh? Yeah, but there's a couple of my really old videos you could find. I actually have a bunch of pictures up there, and I show all of the different temples and the way they're built next to a spark plug, and get into like the deeper electrical. I mean, this is where electric towel would come in handy here, to kind of show you what's going on with the telluric currents and the energy that's in the ground that's being pulsed through the entire whatever system we're living in. I don't know whether there's a dome there or there's some sort of energetic field around us. There's still some sort of energetic happenings, which actually goes into what sunlight is and what daylight is. Sunlight is not daylight. Daylight is something that is something to do with the electromagnetic spectrum, and and the sunlight is something different. They're two different things. It's very hard to separate and explain to people, but there's some people that have really done a good job at it. That's just not my specialty. I don't know it off the top of my head, but it's something if you're interested. There's a reason that the sun is not even near, but you get this kind of daylight that occurs. Yeah, so Peace Hope, what you're looking for is organite, is the same thing as a Faraday cage, but it's in reverse. A Faraday cage holds energy in and a piece of organite spits energy out. You're basically just using inorganic and organic materials back and forth. So you're producing pressure and charge. And that's what's occurring. It's just increasing pressure and charge within a system. And by putting a crystal inside of there, which is already pulsing at a radiance, like it's already radiating things. And you put copper around it. I used to have a Tesla coil, one of those balls that was a Tesla coil with that you could put your finger against, and you had the ball and you know what I'm talking about. It's like blue light through there. Well, it's interesting. It doesn't shock you at all. But I took a piece of organite and I put the piece of organite against it, and I touched the top of the organite, and it fucking shocked me. It jumped through the glass into the organite and then shocked me on the other side, even though if I put my hand up against it, it didn't happen. And it happened to me, so I made a friend of mine. I was like, watch this shit. I was like, put your hand on that. And he puts his hand on the crystal ball, with a glass ball that's like, what do they call those things? You know what I'm talking about. Just like simple things. Everybody played with these in science class, and like everybody as a kid probably had one, like $20. But I put a piece of organite on the outside of the glass, and it jumped through the glass into the organite and then out to my finger, and there was a charge that came off of it. So by compressing and using organic and inorganic materials, what you're doing is you're creating you're creating a torsion field or a torus field, because it's pressurizing in the opposite directions. It's like two cones hitting each other and trying to. It's like taking magnets. If you take magnets that are, you take the two opposite sides that normally push themselves apart, but then you pressurize them together, and then you put copper around it, and you put it the right way, you're actually creating a giant field of energy. Now, if you put that inside of organite, yeah. Oh, and if you guys want to figure out this one dude, here's some other shit that I haven't really played with yet, but I get how it works. There's these things called they're you take copper and you wrap it around something, and then you make what the fuck is it called? Tensor rings, Tensor, tensor rings, which actually create energy out of a tensor ring. And there's a dude online that I'll put you on to. He's awesome. Like, I've never bought anything from him, but I can see his material. He's a cool dude. I've listened to him talk. That's all I need to hear is someone talk. But yeah, he sells really awesome tensor rings. He's called the. I'll just make a whole video for him, because his artwork and what he's putting on is really fucking awesome. But tensor rings, you guys can look into tensor rings just to see what those are about. But it uses a similar concept. But yeah, if you could put tensor rings inside of a take tensor rings inside a piece of organite, inside of a magnetic field that you're creating by pressurizing magnets against each other with the right crystals in the right order. It's basically what your body is anyways. With your organs and all of the crystals in your skull and your bones, your piezoelectric system. You'd be creating that outside of your body, and you can create something really, really crazy. And I don't think anyone has ever attempted to put a tensor ring inside of a magnetic field inside of a piece of organite. Now, I would suggest if you're going to do that, to put it inside of, if you take organite, you'd put it inside of a Faraday cage. That way you can collect, and collapse the energy inside of a small space. So figure that language out and go build one. Or you could just come and hang out and we could show you how to build one. It's almost like a, if you really want to get real deep on it, walk through these graveyards. Why do you think the graveyards in certain areas, they have granite everywhere and then a wooden box? And then what's inside of that wooden box? You have skeleton bones, which are piezoelectric, then a wooden box. And then you have limestone. I know you have one of my. I love it. Good to see. Good to see you. Branches of the old tree, huh? Hey, good word. A Cyganius. Hey, what is Cyganius? I've never heard that. Is that Greek? Is that a Greek god? What is Cyganius? And what was the and by the way, I mean I don't really care. What was the transition? Why'd you change your name from the D Bensons to the Branches? I mean I like it, but was there just like something fucking new? Or you felt like branching out on the concept, or it was just like I like this? Or is that your nickname or something people call you? I mean I like Branches. I think that's a fresh fucking name. I met this dude on the train, and his name was, what the fuck was it? Oh, Green Beans. His name was Green Beans. Funniest fucking dude, coolest guy. It was like, he made a long train ride turn into like next to nothing. Really cool cat. Yeah, Green Beans. So Cyganius actually means that? What's up with typing in all caps right now, homie? Being very aggressive. Kind of sitting here relaxing, you're like, ah. I would appreciate it from this side if you weren't yelling at me. I don't know why you're yelling at me right now. Daniel Benson, I don't know why you're yelling. Is there any reason for that? I can hear you either way. Yeah. Cyganius is the Finnish father of public school systems. Well, I mean that depends on who you're looking for the public school systems, where they came from. I mean the school systems are Prussian, though, Shaman Clown. I mean at least in the Americas, it comes from the Prussian school systems, which is Persia, Russia, right? Which goes back into some other shit. I think came before that. I mean, that would be The Underground History of American Education by, what the fuck is his name? He has a 6-hour episode on one of the greatest 6 hours that I've ever heard anybody speak. What the hell is his name? I can't remember his name, but. Okay, the Finnish. Okay, yeah, but the school systems go farther back to a bunch of different things. I mean, that's obviously the reason you have grades and the gradients, and then you get a degree, you get degrees. It's all Freemasonic to a degree. That's why you put the mortarboard and all that shit on. Do they do that in every other country, or is that just American stylized? When I say American, I don't think American. I mean, whoever organized that shit. Some good, some bad, but it's like it goes back into. I mean, who's the father of the? See, they never tell you who the mother of it. The father of the American school system or the father of school systems. Where's the mothers with these teachers? Where's the mother teachers? You know what's interesting about the word shaman? Finish and polish or polish. You can finish something and you can polish something. So the finish and the polish, to put a finish on a table after you've done woodworking, or you polish it. So polish and I find something very interesting in those two words. It's because people make fun of Polish people. Oh, how do you get a one-arm Polak out of a tree? You wave. You know, that kind of shit. I was told I'm Polish, but I don't know, am I? Am I polished? Am I finished? Is it finished? You know, like, I think there's an interesting thing in, like, how those things are named. I know. Yep. See, now, don't, you know what's going to happen? Now that you say that, Moby's going to be the motherfucker that actually claims this fucking video. Like no one else. I'm going to get one claim on this, and it's going to be Moby. Yes, this jam is too fresh. So I think maybe somebody can tell me this. Do I just have to turn off the button that says that I get like a couple nickels that people watch my videos and they watch a commercial, they get like, I get paid like 2 cents or something. If I just turn that off, I don't get copyright claims, right? Is that how that works? Yeah, Finnish. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever been with a Finnish chick. I've been plenty like Russians. I had some crazy Russians. Actually, in New Orleans, I had some crazy Russians. So I would just travel here for a little bit. I've always been like, but for me, like, it's in order probably, like very melanated women, then Asian women. Like that's like Asians and like, you know, if I say black girls, like, you know, for real. Like I've had some pretty dope ass, you know, queens like that, like super melanated chicks. But then the like Asians always kind of do it for me. The blonde hair girls really never did it for me. And there's a couple other cultures underneath, you know. Yeah. I'm trying to think of what other ones it would be. I mean, I do really dig some Greek chicks, Greeks and Russians. I like that, but you know, yeah, melanated is damn sure. Yeah. Branches, you did. Your soulmate? Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, hold on. Is she completely though? Because I mean, I've been with lots of chicks that said they were lesbians. They ain't lesbians. They're lesbians until they find the dude that can unlock the key. You know, like they can unlock the door. Chicks are only lesbians because they only know because most dudes suck. That's just the simplest fact. No chick wants to be a lesbian. They want to be integrated with a man or a god. That's for sure. I've been with like more than 2 handfuls of chicks that swear they were lesbians. Like went home with 2 chicks that were lesbians and still managed to find my way into something. So it's not, and it wasn't even on like some I'm lesbian so I can take this dude home. No, it was like no. Yeah. It's not, no, it's Branch is what I'm saying, man. She's not fronting. Like she really probably believes that she's a lesbian because she literally believes that all men suck. You know, it's because, you know, like feminism that's gone awry. Feminism's gone into the deep, dark abyss of retardation. Meaning like, okay, you know what? I've had some girls that cheated on me, but I don't think all girls fucking suck. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just think because one person was mean to you that was like, you know, of a different race, you can't be racist. It's like I'm not gonna be against pussy because a couple bitches fucked me over. Because I know I fucked women over too. So we just gonna get back to the beginning and go, okay, that one right there, she's scared. She's scared of what a man's power is. That's usually what it comes down to. it's easy for a woman to be with another woman because there's less of a power dynamic because they come from the same, two negatives just kind of hover here. But if I just we got a middle thing here, like okay, now we gotta balance things out. That's hard to do. Like a very masculine man is, find an alpha male and a really feminist. That's probably the best thing that could happen, but that's gonna be a hard go at it. So no, I don't think anybody in their purest form is gay or lesbian. I don't think that. I don't believe that. You're not born that way. That's all neurochemicals that are dripping into your system based upon the fact that your mom was yelling at you and your father wasn't there and your grandma raised you and blah blah blah, and all of a sudden you got all these sounds and informations that are coming into you that all of a sudden you're like, this is how I talk because my grandma talked like this. Or like you got the woman that was like very strong, hates the father, blah blah blah. There's those things are. Who was it that said, if you give me a child, I can turn it into anything you want? Because all you do is you control the environment. If you control the environment, you could kill a flower or you could make a flower flourish. You could change the way something grows. So that is real shit right there. If I want you to be good at mathematics, if I take 5 kids and I put one into a school that's mathematical oriented, I take one that's English oriented, I take one that's art oriented, what do you think is going to happen? So we not give enough credit to what nurturing is. Nurturing is part of nature, by the way. It's not a nurture versus nature situation. It's like how do we increase the whatever it is? How do we balance? How do we create something? Like we could look at another human and say, well, I'd like my child to be like this. Well, no, let the child be what it wants to be. What would that look like? What language would it speak? Get to the most basic thing. Language is an operating system. If I speak English, I'm speaking a different operating system than somebody that speaks French, than somebody that speaks Japanese. And because you're actually putting verbs and nouns in different positions. Somebody that speaks Spanish, if I precurse my noun with a verb, if I say, like what did Yoda do? Like I say, I'm gonna move my car. You would say verb and then noun, but it says, car I do move. Now you've taken a noun and made the verbing happen afterwards. That changes the way that you perceive how reality occurs. So if I perceive that an object is causing verb to happen, then I'm physical. I narrate things based upon physicality. If I say I am doing this, I'm taking like. There's that kind of concept of physical makes something happen. But if I say moving is the car, then the verb is causing the noun to happen. Now we've caused our mind to be like Yoda. Yoda says, verb first, thought first, then action, then material item, which is the mentalist. But if we look at other languages, look at all the languages. Verbs come first in some and nouns come first in others. It changes the whole dynamic of the way that you perceive the world. And which gets back into this lesbian or gay or even straight talk. I don't even, even straight people are probably straight because of, somebody might play that game. But in reality, like we're talking about generations. Generations is how do we perform an action on this level to create a tribal unit that gives us a mother figure, a grandfather, a grandmother figure, and a child figure that are all equally balanced and respected. Well, you can't do that if you think of it in a Bible way or a bilateral way. All you get is I did this the other day. You get the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. What happened to Mother? So we're imbalancing the whole thing because they've fucked it up because they're looking at things in a way that isn't actually true. How about trisexual? What's that? Why can't you just be sexual? Didn't we already establish that sexuality was sexuality? What does sexuality mean? Sexuality already means bisexual. It means 6 and 9. It means that man and woman. Sexuality means man and woman. Or nature and what we are on it. It's planting seeds. Sexuality occurs everywhere, but it is an improvisation between two energies. So bisexuality, what does that mean? It means the same thing. It's a redundant system. To say it is silly. Alright, Shaman Clown. Bisexual have the most fun occasionally. I mean, maybe. But it's going to cause a lot more chaos in the end. How about try this? Go play with electricity. Go take two live positive wires and put in the same thing. It might give you an extra bolt or extra jolt, but it's going to burn that fucking thing out. Put two grounds into the same thing. It ain't gonna change anything. It's doing nothing. So look at it that way. All right, everybody. This has been fun. I got 4 more minutes for anybody that's left in here, and then I'm gonna go home and I'll do a live broadcast that doesn't have any background music, and I'll throw some tarot cards down and we'll have some fun with that. We'll see what happens. But for now, I got like 4 or 5 more minutes. If anybody has anything left over they want to say, any questions, I'll see what I can do with that. But this has been fun. I hope you've all enjoyed this. This has been a glorious time for me. Throw these cards away unless anybody has one last request for a card. I just pulled that card twice in a row. So, who is it? Who needed this card? It's the Fool. The Fool, which is called the... Most interestingly, it's called the Possession of Gersa. It's a return to health and a recovery of psychological features, or facilities, excuse me. It's a return to health, which is right after a full moon. So people that were losing some of their psychology, their mental stamina, and like what they thought was going on, I pulled that twice in a row. So that was for somebody. Me as well, I'm sure. Because don't we all lose our minds a little bit here and there? Put my mind back in here. Thank you. Hey, Branches, that's one of my favorite things that Alan Watts says, the element of the irreducible rascality. I love that. That would be... of course, Max Daniels, hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna keep this on private. This is not gonna be in private till I get home. So for as long as it takes me to get back to my house, you have access to this whole video. But once that happens, if you want to watch this again, you gotta fucking ask me so I can tell you how to. Super Champion Rocker, you're a big ass fool, aren't we all? Max Daniels, you want one more card? Fine, I'll pull them back out for you. Hey, what time you open now? Hey, Dolly. She can't hear me. Here you go. Mr. Max Daniels, do you have a question for me, or are you gonna keep it in your head and you may just give it to you? Tell me a number right now. Hey, Max Daniels, tell me the number right now. Just give me a number, 1 through 22. 1 through 22. Do it, do it, do it. Say it now, say it now. Hey, what time you guys open till now? At 10? You guys open at 10? Yeah. How you been? How's life? Yeah.
How about you?
Glorious. Just playing with people, Doing this little show here, reading cards for people.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's a
Are
lot
you
of fun.
doing virtual readings?
Yeah, just people ask me questions and we just get busy with them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How long were you in California?
Huh?
How long were you in California?
Oh no, I didn't go to Orange.
Watch out! Oh God!
Wow. I don't read tarot,
I'm
but
so sorry.
wow.
And I knew I wasn't gonna be able to
Uh-huh.
catch it.
I was, as I was watching him, I was like, I could probably catch this, but I want to see where it lands.
Did you really?
Yes, I
It
could
was
have.
very close to the family jewels.
I know. Now, I was in Orange Beach, Alabama. There's an Orange Beach between Alabama and Florida. It's
Oh, no
lovely.
wonder there was nothing to do.
Oh yeah, I was not over there. I know.
thought you said something else, like California.
No, I have a place there too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. So Ami, you met Ami before, little Indian girl.
Yeah.
Okay. So we kind of just split wherever we go, and she kind of goes wherever she goes, and so I kind of take care of the dog, and then I go and watch that place. Or I come to this place, and
Oh,
she
that's
travels
nice.
a lot, so it's kind of. Anyway, so still place in Orange Beach right now, and it kind of just sits there and waits for when it's a suntan and jumping in the ocean is required.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Sorry about the room.
Oh, don't worry about.
It's like it had its mind of its own.
No, it just it was normally just sitting there perfectly fine, and it was like turtle. It was like it just jumped back in. It was like whoa.
And all I could do was scream, "Watch out!"
I know. Yes, he heard you. He heard you. He was like, yes.
Watch out!
It was it was the perfect distance, and it was your broom too.
That would have really hurt.
Is that your witchery coming out right there?
Well,
Whoa.
you know what they say about when a broom falls over that you're gonna visitor. That's what they say about
Oh, interesting. I wonder who my visitor will be.
brooms. I don't know, but I'm not sure if it's me or you though.
Uh,
I had a room like
Okay, well, we'll figure it out.
It was kind of comical though, because it was really bizarre
Uh-huh.
how it fell and
Yep.
awkward. And,
Well,
yeah.
I've never been awkward ever about anything, so.
Oh yeah. Never been awkward.
No, never. Not
I
even
meant
once.
I wasn't awkward. The broom was awkward.
Oh yeah.
It was very awkward how it fell.
But that's not your broom?
That is not my room.
Oh, okay.
I do not like this room. I've often complained about this room. Maybe it knows I don't like it.
There it is.
Cackling now. I have to. No, it's good.
It's nice to see you. I'm gonna get out of here right after this. It was a pleasure.
It was good to see you too.
Until next time, I'll be back through soon.
It's been months.
Yeah.
Months and months. Well, I'm glad you're well.
I'm very well. So 11, Max Daniels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And here's your card. It's the 11th card. Well, this is a good one. This is a good one for you for some reason. I don't know why, but I'm pretty sure it is. This is strength. See how he's on his white horse killing a dragon, like some sort of something that like maybe was holding you down or holding you back, like addiction, woman, a job, some shit that was just like some of you really just like, I gotta fucking slay the dragon, and you need to be stronger than that. So this is the 11th card, which is called La Fureza Die Starke, or La Force, or La Forza, which is, as I said, the 11th card, which is connected to. Here we go. Saint George and the Dragon. Its intelligence dominates brutality. It means be smarter than their physical body. Like everything physical is not what it's made up to be. Be smarter than that. Physicality is great, but don't ride the dragon. Flip the dragon over and ride that shit. That's what Khaleesi did. Savan talks about that. It's about you're in the body, but don't let the body control you. Use it and have fun with it. Enjoy the body. The body is not. Who said the body? The body is not a temple. It's a playground. It's a temple and a playground. Remember that. Every temple should have a playground in it, because if it's too temple like, then no kid's gonna have any fun. And you gotta have fun in your life. But the strength is intelligence dominates brutalities and victory of common sense, self-control. You need to you know, control self. What is self? Self is the mind which controls the body, but the body is still part of yourself. So enjoy your body, just know how to do it. Like I didn't come here for a very long time because I just wanted to do something different with it, Like there's I was enjoying sipping on some CBD and some kava and some kratom, and then I was like, no, I need to relax from that. Sometimes I do the same thing from food. Sometimes I do the same thing from liquor. So just because you guys get to see me in different value systems, that's how it works. Just put your mind at ease and just go. Whatever it is that I'd enjoy would be enjoyable to my mind, because your mind is getting the experience. It's called sapiosexuality. It's like how girls be like, oh, I'm addicted to I love a man that could turn my mind on, because the biggest erogenous zone in anyone's body is their mind. You could be fucking the finest bitch ever, right? But if she's dumb as shit, you can lose your heart on it. I've done this. I've been inside of dime pieces before and just be like, you're so dumb and stupid. And this is awful. Couldn't even. See you later. So anybody else would be like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I all of a sudden would some really you would call not so good looking women that were just very, very sexual and sexy. So the mind is more important. So don't get too addicted to the dragons. Dragon is from the word drama, or a drag mother. So a drag, if you were to dress in drag. So a drama as a dragon mother is connected to drama and mother, which is what a drag is. Well, you're welcome. Max, you just asked for it. That's what I do. I don't know. I'm just a conduit for all of this. All right, yo. 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes, because I'm just gonna let me see where the streetcar is. Hold on a second. Yeah, there used to be an app on here that I could look at where the streetcar was, but it doesn't work too good. So, good to see you, Divine Hazel. Oh, nice. All right. Let's get all this figured out here. Okay.
No mistake about it.
Okay, y'all. I got 2 more minutes, because I seen that streetcar go the other way, so I know where the end of the track is. We'll see. Hopefully, everybody's had a splendid experience in this joyride through existentialism and weirdness, and somewhat mental, spiritual, and physical reality. It's been fun for me. And as much as I care about all of you, I don't give a fuck if you had fun, because I had fun. And so hopefully me having fun made you guys have fun.
Actually,
Mm.
you know what though? Nathan will say that you guys like it.
Yeah, Super Champion. Yeah, it was a fun time. Exactly. If you had Eve to love, yeah. Back into the evening darkness. I wish I had more. See, I don't like to say I wish. I don't. I only say that with you guys sometimes. I don't really say that in my public persona. I don't say I wish about too much. I just there should be more. Um, I should have more. I should have an unlimited plan for my data in here, so I could just take you guys. I could just walk outside with you guys, but I don't have unlimited data. So I'm gonna work on that. Hopefully within the next couple weeks, I can start doing my broadcast a little differently, and encourage some new people to come on here and give me a buck or two, so I can get my data plan up to date. And even though some people think I'd be like just spending my money on stupid shit, motherfucker, I don't even got a car. I don't even. I don't buy new shit all the time. I don't even eat. People think I'm just like out here just doing stupid shit. Like, no, I don't even. I'm just here. I'm just in service to all of you. So all the little donations that you guys put forth to me, I really appreciate it. Like, obviously, it's done me wonders, and hopefully in return, you guys got a lot more of my the deep understandings and understandings of what I know about, and it's unleashed all of these teachings for everybody. So little nickels and dimes here do add up, so I do appreciate it. And for anybody that comes here in the future, it's the pound. It's the $ and TsarXen at Cash App, and it's the PayPal.me/TsarXen. So if you guys help me that way, it helps me to make sure that my phone stays on, that I got a roof over my head, and I can stay slightly intoxicated, because that's what I like to do. And it becomes more enjoyable for everybody else sometimes. Good, Max Daniels. Good to see you, Jessica. Last few seconds here before this streetcar gets here. What time are we looking at here? I got 3 more minutes. So, any last words? And any last questions? I got you. Anybody in the background's like, oh my god, I just got on here. I never heard Zen talk in person before. Sometimes that happens. Like, oh, I've never heard you talk in person. What the fuck? How can I get on live? I'm like, I don't know. Just show up when I'm here. So if any of you in the background just listening at your jobs or doing whatever, I got 2 minutes and 30 seconds before I go outside into this 98-degree heat. Good. And Jeremiah, good to see you. And anybody, Max especially, I'm gonna come back on here probably in a couple hours, because this has been fun, and I got a little moon energy in me, and plus I got to take the dog out and then have a little snack, and we'll continue on with this. So if anybody wants to come back, yeah. All right, we're gonna call it a night. Stay well, do good things. Take a shit when you have to shit. Don't hold your shit. Inspire the world. If you cannot do that, just change your language just slightly, just a little bit, or maybe a lot bit, or a whole bunch, or magnitudes more than you used to speak. Just look at the thesaurus once or twice. Just look at some words that you didn't know before, and by changing a few words that you have in your arsenal of language, you could change the world. So, stay fucking fresh. Stay funky, drink sour beers, and don't be sour to people. Be delightful and sugary, and caramel. Enjoy your life.